We're back again. This time for T1 versus Gen G for the lower final. Let's see who goes to Masters Bangkok and takes on DRX tomorrow for the finals. And as much as I really want T1 to win because I love stacks, alright? I feel like Gen G is gonna win, and so, but you know, I finally don't work on a Saturday, so I said, why not watch the game? So we're gonna watch the game. I'm excited, but also scared at the same time because obviously I want T1 to win, but
T1. Today, we're finding out who's going to Masters Bangkok with DRX. It's VCT Korea's day with the clash of Titan Orgs, T1 and Gen G. And this is T1's last hurdle towards their first Grand Finals appearance ever. Now, T1 has qualified for internationals previously, but they're up against a Gen G that just finished without dropping a single map in their lowers run. And you know what happens when Gen G does lowers. They're activated for the trophy win.
Yeah, Gen G very scary in the lowers, but this T1 team, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of pressure riding on them. Everybody thought they'd be able to make it, but it's these guys standing in the way. Gen G, they did it last year through the lower bracket. Can they do it again, Pilski?
Yeah, there is just so many.
I will admit, Gen G's fucking
in this matchup. You got
jackets are dope as fuck
versus his old core Revenge Arc, Stacks and Buzz wanting to try to tag team their way to another international event. I mean, a new generation of talent in DRX has surpassed two of these older cores and guaranteed them a spot at Masters, and one of these teams is going to get left behind.
I like on how they're laughing.
Yeah, one of these teams will have to get left behind. Only two
They're
slots
also
in Masters
non-serious.
Bangkok.
I love
it's
it.
Very painful for any of the teams being here in kickoff, and to know that you're going up against former teammates, against friends, and for this lower finals. This is going to be a big deal. If Gen G doesn't get in, they are our trophy winners from last year's Masters Shanghai. This is going to be a big kick in the butt if they don't make it in, but at the same time, T1 to be this close to get into grand finals has to be weighing so heavily on them.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing for this matchup is how differently these teams are structured.
Yes. Gen G on the defense with their standard composition. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. We haven't seen it yet, but I do have to recall that every time, the two times Gen G has banned Pearl, it's to leave Haven open as that last map. So I wouldn't quite say that they were always looking to ban it out, but it's more so that they just simply prefer Haven. So we'll see what they've prepped against T1's composition. The composition, it's not exactly built to stop the Neon. We'll see what their plans are.
Definitely a lot of adaptation needed to go through, but for now, just Buzz already starting things off straight in towards the back of Halls.
Oh,
nice
Buzz!
Double kill, and off towards Carpion the Classic. And obviously, yeah, it's hard on the pistols, but this is something that Gen G's gonna have to watch out for. The Neon's simply just gonna get ahead of everything you have. Same with the Yoru. So even if you stop the second line of attack, there's always going to be the double duelist that's able to break onto site.
So much of it at work, already breaking the back lines, and the rest of them holding out from the back of P-Long as well. A little bit of a peek out from Yeoman alongside Texture, and Texture, of course, starts things off with a bit of a snappy headshot, but down to it, Meteor answers right back. Yeoman trying to play around the back of the boxes, but still, nice. Meteor able to find him at the very end.
Nice, boys.
Take a little bit of time, but in that time,
nice,
T1's gonna build up this advantage. You mentioned the rifles, there's three of them, two ghosts.
And that does allow for two members to kind of play a little bit more aggressive. Meteor going to be on his own over by B main, just with that ghost. So even if he loses it, not a big deal. But if he can get information, that'll be huge for T1's play.
Hence the smokes at the same time, you know, trying to deny as much as possible. But Meteor picking up the ult orb, that's quite a good pickup as well. The rotations from Gen G quite early.
Yeah, they go for the orb on A main, and now because they've heard some noise, they have some intel on B, they're just going to shift their weight. I mean, they're taking the 50-50 shot here, and they will be wrong. But we'll see. If they can take out Meteor nice and early, they would have a numbers advantage.
Okay, 0 point, and it only knows the one player, and that's why you can already see Texture trying to head back.
Yeah, and look at Charon's position. During all of this, now he can just wait for Meteor to return and still guarantee a 5v4 if it in fact is an A-site hit. There's no way that Meteor expects this. Just no way in damn hell, and Charon will get that kill.
Good little pickup. Ghost afforded him as well, but look at
it's T1
as well. I mean, they're continuing
all right,
to push
Buzz, don't mess up here, bro.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you don't give them a chance to set up and just absolutely.
Okay, at least Izu's got your back, bro. Okay, was a little bit worried about that. The moment I saw the spray, I was like, oh no.
T1 wants to keep a note of.
And at that time, Gen G's continuing to try and set up Yeoman out from the back, as well as Karen out from Art. The spike, of course, taken away though, so very likely just looking for the exits, possibly die to the spike.
Yeah, we did see a ping onto the dead body where there is one rifle, I believe a Bulldog left over, but the 2 remaining members of Gen G just looking to go to that spike. And things relatively going as planned. T1, you bought 3 rifles, you lost 1. Obviously, yes, you did take damage. And Neon, I mean, I'm just always so curious. They're gonna really want that operator in Texture's hands if you're Gen G. But also, something else I want to keep a note of is what the devs talked about. T1, how's their movement on this attacking side? Because like they said, it was really just Meteor trying to get as many kills when they were playing against Boom. A lot of people said, Boom Esports should have won that match 2-0. They shouldn't have let the Pearl get out of their hands. So hopefully T1 will have needed to fix things up. Meteor not going to play with Fate just yet over in Art.
Yeah, at least a little bit of information as well, though. So it might inform Buzz to figure out a bit of a game plan as they head on into the A site. 3 players stacked all across A main. The spike a little bit down as well, though, so maybe cooking up a different game plan.
Yeah, just pings, perhaps noting potential rotation trajectories from T1. But now noting the drone as well. So Meteor just identifying that they are looking for information in mid. That should let you know that, yeah, okay, well, 3 members tagged as well. That it was a likelihood that it's still a default hold. T1, they're just going to try to mask info and then go all out onto A. They will have the numbers advantage, but Texture, he wants to get ahead of it. He wants to shut things down. It's a Judge right in front of him, but he's just going to get one kill. Gets out. Buzz wants to chase him down, but he is going to get gunned down at range. Izu finally in for the trade. Already a little bit of damage done. Munchkin, can he hold on? Not quite. And that's damage on Gen G. 3 rifles dropped, 3 members gone.
20 seconds left, though, and T1 have to head in to get the spike down. And just in that time, Karen and Foxy9 have arrived close to the site. Foxy9 starts things off with a headshot and a second kill to go through to end the round. And Foxy9 is doing a fantastic job so far.
Karon picking up the Judge, so they want to just maximize the firepower that they can still have. You know, obviously you're taking econ damage, but you don't want to take a step back from the fight. You want to still try to recoup here, and he will be playing close on B Link. The question is again, if it's a fast hit onto B, Karon's rotations won't be enough, so Gen G already pulling members over to make sure they can cover Foxy9 at range.
Just trying to give him a little bit more assistance. Yeoman up by Heaven. Texture also around B Link, though. I mean, they must have heard a little bit of something, so just trying to set up for the angles.
So you can just trust Karon here. He's got the Judge. He can hold double doors, but that's going to be the dimensional drift. Already jumping onto site, catches sight of 1 member. Not quite spotting Texture just yet. And Foxy9, you are just trapped there. It is a grinder of stuns and firepower all around.
That's
and
crazy.
Izu breaking the site with E. Spike will get planted, and Texture, he cannot risk the fight just yet. He has to wait for backup.
Oh, it's just way too tough. Although Munchkin and Karen might arrive towards the back of tunnel, I don't know if it's going to be enough for Gen G.
They're safe here, honestly.
A possible angle and some
Gen
kills.
G?
A 3-on-5 right now.
Maybe not. You got a Guardian and a Judge.
Yeah, because especially Karen has a Judge, he can try to get some cheeky exit kills or whatever else he might find. But the rest, yeah, it's just already, the odds are so stacked against you. There is a Vandal. Yeah, okay. Wow. All right, you get out with a gun. But, I mean, it's still a wound for sure. Gen G bleeding out already here in the very beginning of Pearl. And T1 looking much more decisive on their hits.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. I mean, you're starting to see how effective this double duelist can be. Yes, earlier on might have been...
You don't have any utility that just hard stops the Neon. So that's something they'll have to figure out. It's a nice setup, and Buzz will get traded immediately, but Izu, nice movement.
Wow, Izu gets Texture. I thought Texture got them.
Off towards Munchkin. Low HP. Not really enough time to really pull out utility, so a little bit of assistance from Karen on the back upstairs, but is that going to be enough? 0 point, and that's all the info that he needs.
They know it's close. You didn't hear it travel all that long, and Stacks with a wide swing.
That was a wide swing.
Takes him down. Karen gets 1 trade, but he will be pushed out.
Oh my God,
Stacks down from behind.
Stacks just triangulates his position
Holy
of where
shit.
the Tracers were last seen. That's
crazy.
Wild. Down to just Foxy9, and then a 1-on-3. Not in a prime position to stand out and find the retake. I mean, he's going close, maybe looking for at least 1 kill to start things off. If not, it just might be exits.
I mean, this is rough, right? Because even if you save it over, it's not exactly a great round. Sure, you'd have a hero rifle, but I don't mind going for it. See whatever advantages you can gain if he could have gotten an early kill. Maybe there's a shot. No, he can't even land a single shot into Stacks! Stacks tells him there's a reason I was leading you last year.
That's my boy.
And puts him down to the grave.
That's my boy.
And yeah, that's the thing, right? If you don't have an op, like, you can't really stop much on this B site right now with the way that Gen G is set up. You could try to push out in future rounds, but right now on the eco, they will just go for the stack. They know that this is the obvious weak spot on an eco round. And Munchkin getting forward. He wants to know ahead of time if there is going to be a rotate on T1. Just armed with a Sheriff, all on his own. But these are times where Munchkin has led by example with heroics.
6 rounds.
Surely.
I don't imagine that Yuto's going to come out. T1 wants to check this dry as well. 1.
Oh my God, Buzz, why?
On to 2. We all thought it. We all thought we'd start to just count up. But it's going to be a shutdown.
Yeah, fired off a couple more rounds as well, but unfortunate for him. So already the gate crash into sight, and I believe they are starting to clear things out. Gen G, they might be arriving nearby, but again, it's all just pistols. Foxy9 onto the
Oh,
Stinger.
Izu.
Leads from Texture though. Hops up midair, goes for the
Oh,
neck,
nice,
but Stax
Stax.
swats him right down. And at the same time, Carpe on a bit of a lurk.
Oh, and the lockdown as well. T1 wanting to secure the rounds where they can. They still have the Hunter's Fury as well in future rounds, so they've got some power plays in store. It's going to stop any type of pinch coming in. And this gives time for Carpe to set up on a lurk over in mid.
Slowly creeping forward. There is an alarm bot in his path, so not too bad for Gen G to maybe try to stick it through. At least bait out the Hunter's Fury for future rounds, but still T1 showing utter dominance, saving the last beam, fires it off. And inside of the smoke, Yeoman fires back.
No time.
Karen's still sticking onto it.
Oh
but here
my
comes
God,
Carpe!
and Carpe with the
They
wraparound,
let go
bro.
of it. They let go of the spike. The shock dart coming in. That is a rough situation.
That's real rough for Gen
Because
G.
on the timer, it looked like all and his teammates for as long as possible. So Gen G still with only 1 round on the board. And T1 looking to pick up the pace. You do have the overdrive as well, but Phantom in hand for now from Buzz. He's making all the noise possible. He's just going to play the bait and try to open things up. Checks inside the smoke as well. Okay.
Incredible movement already coming through.
He has
and
such good
via
movement on
a
Neon.
couple of shots fired out, the shock dart at least, and that confirms that there are players around Connector. What they might be anticipating as well, though, is the fact that Texture has bought up the op.
Fishing for it. He's going to be hidden as well as possible, but that's why they're setting up for a pinch. And
Oh
just
my
right
God.
Next to him. He takes out Texture.
Texture.
Still gets the shot, but he will get taken down. It's
Stacks.
a crossfire. It's perfectly set up to shut down the one answer that Gen G has figured out so far.
Can I see that shot from Texture, though? That shot from Texture was crazy.
Answer, and it's already eliminated from the equation now. Yeoman along the rest of the players trying to do what they can to refill in that space. The drone comes out. But Karen.
Yeah, Meteor knows.
Damn,
he
Meteor.
knows the only way. If you're
Snappy.
going to try for it, you have to try something cheeky. And now, Munchkin joining so late, you just have to go for another save. It's just this downward spiral for Gen G. You've already used 1 timeout. I don't know if you ever want to use another one here in the first half, but right now, the operator already gone. You didn't figure out any solutions before that purchase. So now at this point, if I'm Munchkin, the only other thing I'm thinking of is, do we have to just erase B? Do we have to just get aggressive ahead of them so that they can't pick up the pace and the speed? Do we have better retakes, specialized for the A side? That's something that you have to start to work through.
Still, I mean, kind of half buying up, looking for whatever they can get.
Scanning ahead.
And not much. It's not going to be much. No operator, but Texture will be holding with a Phantom
That's cool.
at long range, just trying to get an early kill. He'll get pushed out for now by the smoke, so he has to play off of the alarm bot. Lots of noise on A, so
Buzz
they're
being
holding close.
completely
Again,
blinded.
They figured it out. They cannot let the Neon and Euro get onto the site at the same time, but we'll see if they're going to be allowed to hold on to this, because T1's been pretty good about clearing these close angles after that very early kill that Texture had in the beginning of this half.
Might not have faced off against this slight high-low thanks to the elevation of stairs, so maybe Gen G trying to use this as much as possible, as well as Karen out from the off angle around stairs. Texture, though, after a little bit of elapsed time, goes back in towards B-Link, doesn't see anyone, but still holding the angles.
Yeah, so a new Nanoswarm placed by Foxy9 as well. Again, just to try to keep himself alive. B-Link is safe, so you know that there's no full surround onto the site. But this time it's going to be Art. T1, they haven't really explored this option too much. And Charon is just holding next to this one-way. But can he get the shot onto the Neon? Is he ready for it? There's no command. No more sliding for you. And that's one, but the flash.
Oh, Munchkin's
the
flash.
And Munchkin with the spray down through the wall.
Damn, Munchkin's
Will finally
flash
shut
saved
down
that.
T1's advances.
The underhand toss off the flash.
T1 thought it was just Charon. They thought they could just push through, but they were not ready.
Oh, it's a
for
fast
close
play
range
this time.
KO. So once again, T1 says, we cannot let these guys set up. We're going to go fast. There it
Oh
comes.
my God, and he
Munchkin
missed!
Jumping shot with the Phantom. That's not the same gun.
Charon!
And now the advances get stopped once again. Hunter's Fury to really slow things down.
Oh, it was a fast play, and then it went into shit.
Inside of the smoke, in case someone does continue to push on through. Second smoke comes up, and at the same time, Carpe creeping out back towards mid. Texture has pushed all the way up B long.
Yeah, now you have some good ideas of where T1 is. You don't have to worry about it. Also, neither of the duelists alive. So Gen G feeling very comfortable. The turret will spot Carpe on that lurk, and that's going to be a little bit of information to maybe start spreading out. We'll see if T1 tries to take this opportunity to clear the smoke.
Looking to try.
Seeing close range, but no
Meteor.
It's actually covered for Munchkin. He's just always there for his boy. Charon is still alive on the site. Now Carpe just ditched by Gen G. They don't want to have to worry about it. Carpe creeping forward. They know that he's coming. Only 30 seconds for T1. It's a trade, and now it's just Carpe subbing in. Gets one, but that's all he'll get.
I was like, that's a superhero move right there.
3-6 for Gen G. In the past 2-3 rounds.
There's going to be a clash.
And a turret as well. There's just so much protection. Smoke comes out. Texture. Is he ready? He's sticking in the anti.
Oh my god, he still gets buzzed.
How does he get one? And Munchkin with a pop flash.
How did he get one? He was flash, no?
Here. T1, are you ready for this fight?
Oh.
There's a good shock dart, takes down one. And that's the Euro, but Munchkin decides to fight. Not enough time.
These trades are kind of crazy, though.
Rotate from Gen G. They were hoping that T1 would rotate, but now it's 3 members on site. Yo, man. He's going to want to go for it. He hits the clone, and now Izu set up for it.
Oh!
But he gets 2 down to a 1v1.
Come on, Stacks.
Charon, he is close by, but Stacks, he needs to get the spike down. That's going to take a little bit of time, and in that time, Charon might be able to push in a little
No,
bit
he's
closer.
pushing this.
Or is he going to go, oh, Stacks trying to get ahead of it. Peeks out.
Oh, nice try, nice try.
His kills contributed to that round.
Also, just want to point out, he shot the clone. EMEA didn't. It's 6-4 right now, and T1 going back towards B-Long again. Surely the op isn't here a second time.
Just going to push in. You've got the Bucky. This one is all on Buzz. But do they double down on these ultimates? Something that we saw a lot yesterday that contributed to the scrappiness of T1 and DRX is just double downing on these ultimates to try to get some rounds. Normally I'm a big advocate of it, but right now with the setup, looks a little dicey. Relay bolt already used, so now it's just up to you to get those kills. Oh, and the flash is too
Oh
good.
my god, and he shot the flash.
But Foxy9 will get one onto Buzz. Carpe still cleaning up, and now here's the Hunter's Fury to clear out that lockdown, just trying to make sure that his team can stay on site.
That is already enough value as well. The Cosmic Divide coming in too. Yeoman, he might be on the side, but he's loaded.
Oh my god, Carpe.
comes out to eliminate him. 2 players up from the back of Gen G now, but is it going to be enough?
Operator in hand for Texture. They're going to want to get a pick first. And Munchkin, he'll try to hold the closer angles. They're going to go in together. They swapped the gun. There's a good pop flash, but it's an instant teleport out for
Good
Izu.
job, Izu. Ah, shit,
Texture
Stacks was
finds timing
looking
against
behind
Stacks.
him.
No reason to watch the flank anymore. Izu giving an opportunity. You heard the TP going by. Texture doesn't want to get played
good
by
job,
it,
Meteor.
But Meteor, it's a perfect fake out setup. And now last round of the half, Gen G, if you can get to 5, it's not too bad, especially considering how things have started. But T1, of course, looking to make it 8, 1 away from Meteor's lockdown. So he's going to join his team. Ideally going to pick up this orb, heading down to B-Long.
Texture behind screens.
Does he go out? He does! Oh, he's not going to land the shot, but he does.
Oh my god, Izu gets him!
Izu just
Wow.
finds him through the smoke, and now Gen G scrambling to fill this void.
And with Munchkin inside of the smokes.
They know about the lockdown. They're ready for it. Fragment goes out. Is it going to be spot on? No, it's going to miss. And Gen G, they're going to have to empty it. Charon's not in position. He just has to fight his way out. He's going to get detained.
And he's dead.
Goes down. 2 taken out eventually. Taken down by Carpe. And Gen G just can't fill the space.
They cannot.
Poor Foxy9s are still on A, bro.
Even though Charon fell, the rest of them are still trying to hold towards the back of Halls. Munchkin nearby to refrag, but he gets taken out just as quick. Down to just Foxy9. Has to push out. It's a bit of a one-way in his face as well. He tries to work around it, but he gets spotted out. His feet. Meteor sprays him down, and we end the first half 8-4.
Nice, nice.
Well, just all different types of artwork to continue on. There's the little Genrong, the Gen G Tiger mascot. Lots of goodies that Gen G's been marketing with that.
Wait, the mascot is a name?
Yeah, it's Genrong because Horangi is tiger in Korean. So it's Genrongi. So they take out the first syllable, and it's a Gen G tiger.
I never knew that. Today I learned.
Nice. I was trying to figure out a way to make it work in English, and it just doesn't.
It doesn't work.
But there you go. That's a little Gen G trivia, but we'll see if there's any reason to talk about it any further after this map, because Gen G currently down 4 points.
Meanwhile, T1 starting to pick it up Buzz kicking things off with a bit of a human recon movement outside of A main, but doesn't spot anything out.
Then an instant clear onto mid from both sides. Yeah, so T1 just saying, hey, well, now you guys are going to be separated if you're not all 5 stacked onto one side. Turrets, it's one person. That's an instant TP. Because of the turret position, you know that at least the Killjoy should be on the B side, and they go to defend.
Yeah, Texture might have hurt that gate crash as well, so this might be the call for the A squad to head into site where, unfortunately for Gen G, Stax and Carpe are really close around stairs. They might have been noted as well. Buzz spots out Foxy9, tries to get the relay ball in for the pinch.
Oh my god, and he gets him.
And gets the headshot,
well,
but
Texture was
Texture
there.
answers right back with the Sheriff.
Well, round 2, here comes Meteor. Next up, Texture versus Meteor, the ultimate, and he's just gonna say, well, hello, good old friend. I'm gonna go join my team. Now Gen G gonna start to push out of the site, make sure that they have room to work with. All 3 next to bunker, ready to wrap around. Carpe coming in to cut off Texture, but Texture's timing could be impeccable here. He's waiting to see where Meteor's coming from. Stax gets 1 kill. There's still 2 members around the site. Stax brought down low. Carpe gets a good one. Yeoman's still alive. No, you can't take your utility out. You have to fight. And fight T1 will as they go up 9-4.
Just the one micro decision. He thought about it to possibly support his teammate on the site. And the scrappiness is really breaking apart Gen G's Texture. They had the setups towards A, but it's all broken off now. In with a bit of 0 point, they spot out Buzz, and back into mid they go.
Just 1 Sheriff for Texture, and he'll lead the pack. You know what the Gen G squad can do with this. On flash out, they're ready. They want to continue to power through. Oh, if they take Carpe down, that is a Bulldog fragment. Carpe just waiting, calling for backup, desperation, and a good timing and a pinch.
Oh my god, that
Carpe
timing.
and Meteor working in tandem, Bulldogs in hand. Texture still alive.
Izu with a fucking outlaw.
Not in front of ammo, but the backup is so quick and ready. Down to just Karen. Has to go for the spike or maybe thinking about the guns as well, but he has to know that they are all close by. The T1 players all converging into his lone position. Buzz out from the back with a judge, but onto the pistol. He actually gets fragged out by Karen.
He starts running. He knows that that's out from the A side. He expects us to be weaker, but they are right behind him. He knows that they were somewhere near mid. Karon, where do you plant? Is it backside, or are you looking to go back out onto main? He's going to plant safe onto the smoke. He'll have time to reposition. Stax and Izu. Trades weapons. Izu will have to go in with the drone. Bulldog in hand.
Right here.
And considering the position, considering the timing, the drone fairly confident that it should be heading out towards A main. Karon, he can't really make a move until he hears that tap onto the spike. But in a 2v1, can he land the shot?
Standing ahead.
An outlaw as well. That was his 1 star.
Okay, Recon, not finding him. They have no
Oh my
idea.
God.
They're not expecting. Oh, Izu gets an inkling of it, but that's a headshot.
Come on, Stax.
And Karon, he trusted he was off of the spike.
Oh my God,
almost
Stax.
lands it, but Stax will refuse to get hit today. This starts to slip away in this round. Then before you know it, the map's over. So Gen G.
Carpe has only a Sheriff, so it's Meteor.
Full armor in hand. And Izu will just TP out for the time being. It's still a double setup. Gen G trying to pick up the pace, but this could get dicey.
He TP'd out and went for a re-peek. Sends in another gate crash back in towards tunnel again. Just for backup. Meteor close by with the Sheriff trying to find some shots through. This outlaw can find value.
Oh my!
Huge. And there it is.
Yeah, the jet taken down as well, so no dive onto the site. Meanwhile, look at A main. Buzz is clear. He's been peeking non-stop. Sure, just a Bucky in hand.
Oh my god,
That'll be
and he
enough
shoots
to delay them
Karen.
to get that information. Now you know there's at least someone looking onto A, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. T1 choose to go for a hold on the default. They'll give up mid.
Oh, Stax is ready for this.
They have the numbers advantage as long as they have information that there is a rotation, perhaps a pinch.
And with Buzz continuing to re-peek, he's gathering more information. This might inform Stax that they could be rotating and finding a different route into the site. Fortunately though, Karen with the 1-tap ends Buzz. And now it's just down to Stax on the site itself. Meteor alongside Carpe in for the rotation, but they hear the footsteps, the stampede out from Stax.
Oh my god.
And there's going to be the cosmic divide, really negating any type of info that Stax was looking to get. Stax trying to go for the spam, just barely.
Oh my god, he actually hits him.
Right onto Yeoman. He wasn't too happy about that one. Meteor confirms the position of at least 1 player, but quite a spread out from Gen G. Jump peeks to check close from T1. Still a possibility. 4v4, 2 rifles in the hands of T1 members. They will start to fan out outside of the smoke. There's the clone. It gets information.
Oh my god, Izu.
An instant trade, 1-1. Carpe starts the defuser, trying to block him, but he does get the half.
It's half.
And so time
Oh my god.
for T1.
Oh my god, they're gonna get it. Oh my god, they get the defuse.
And T1 will lead by 7.
Let's go.
Just
got
body
the
blocking, sending as much, just like running out of ammo as well. Oh my god.
You get the kills, but you don't get
It's
the round.
amazing.
That's the one you wanted. That's the one you wanted from your buy round. Because T1 now 1 away from map point and still rifles across the board on both sides. And Gen G this time waiting for a push out of information from the T1 side. Otherwise, they'll clear out. They want to get rid of some of this utility in mid so they have a bit more freedom the later part of the round.
Tell you what though, Chobra, the push out actually happened on the A main area, and that's where they are posted up. T1 now getting a little bit more information. They are also informed that there are players
Stacks, be
headed
careful.
towards Art.
And so Izu, he can take a little bit more time, get a little bit more aggressive, has that gate crash as a backup. And Texture
my God.
just gonna dry peek in. He's got that tailwind activated. Carpe, he's sharp with it. Yesterday, perhaps that was enough warm-up, but a good jump peek out from Munchkin. But it's still just mid that Gen G is taking a hold of.
Come on, Meteor. It's all up on you, bro.
Up against his old teammates, up against his old team, where he was creating so much space. Can he do it against him? He starts with 1 kill, and he's looking for more, but Foxy9 once again says now it is my spot to be earned here on Gen G.
Foxy9, the one to take the space and now to hold down to the site. It's just 2 players from T1 to try to retake, to find that map point. They
Oh my god.
stand up close. Stacks starts things off with a headshot.
Okay, the clone just gonna be spent by Foxy9, still looking for one, and again, this is where he shines. He wants to take these fights.
Come on,
1v1
Izu.
on the site, but back up far away from Charon. Looking at that off angle, and Izu, he susses this out. He wants to go hunt for it. He doesn't have much time, but he needs to get the kill. He will not. And Gen G will crawl back into the game with 5 rounds. Broken away from T1, and still not map point. We've seen this before so many times. You cannot let go just yet if you're T1.
Ooh, Meteor took a lot of damage from that.
Around, just a couple of spams through, and Meteor's down to low HP.
Izu, they want information, but
Izu.
Gen G knows this. They know that they're going to be hungry for information. Can't TP out in time. That's the Yorugan. Now numbers advantage. Even with fast rotates, they don't line up. They'll get a clean shot. Munchkin shuts down his old teammate, his old Sentinel. And Buzz now holding close. Next batter up with a Bucky in hand. Boom, finds a nice timing to jump in. But he's now stuck. I mean, you can't jump peek out. You have no idea if they'll be far.
Yeah, tried to go in for a blind shot, 1 HP, has to instantly run away.
Literally
basically.
1 HP.
Carpe and Stacks as well, just trying to hold each of their own lanes, but nothing really found. Carpe starting to get a little bit adventurous.
Yeah, Buzz just wants to buy enough time for Carpe. He was making a little bit of that noise. Now the smoke's up, so he will just hold in the back of sight. Sheriff in hand. Carpe, he's made many miracles happen for T1 with this weapon, but he's gonna choose against it. So much time has passed that they want to try to group up, and that's exactly when Gen G starts their advance.
Which might work out against T1's decisions right now. Bucky's still in the hands of Buzz, trying to find something, trying to get
Munchkin
lucky.
is 4 HP though.
Unfortunately, not going to be found today. Karen continuing on his advances,
he
but
gets
here comes
Stacks.
Stacks out from heaven! 2 kills already!
Reload. Was it heard? Either way, it's going to be a far hold from Charon. Just making sure that he has not
he knows
rotated
too.
back out Stacks. He's ready for a bit of a pinch, and there it is from Charon. Yeah, no operator yet, though, so it still has to be some advances to get information. And Gen G, look at their positions. They know this. They're ready for it, and they'll wait out the first wave of potential util.
Watch if someone does push out. But nothing so far.
Ooh, Carpe.
Bit of a jiggle from Carpe towards the back of Halls. And he repositions.
This time, it's going to be an extra support in mid, ready for the trade. They know exactly where the kill came from Foxy9 before. But all right, they're just going to back out. They don't want to take the risk. No further advances on B site, so it could just be a reset from Gen G. A good read coming in from Stacks, leading T1.
Taking things slow and steady. Look at how Meteor's positioned so far back as well. I mean, he's in a good spot to deploy the lockdown if needed.
One tag from the drone, but still not much information on either side. I mean, everyone just waiting with bated breath. on both sides. The first fight, the first contact potentially happening here in Art. But that dimensional drift, does it force Gen G further into the site? They're just going to be herded in, just like sheep, all the way into the site. Flashes come out to hold them at bay. There's the lockdown. Another flash at the ready, just trying to get as much information as possible, and Izu will use the clone to his advantage. Gets 1 kill. Texture on the site. The lockdown has been taken down. Now 4 members of Gen G.
Come on, Stax. There you go.
Don't check the bunker, and Stax will hold on. Buzz arrives. Yeoman takes care of it, but Stax eventually with the wallbang. The site is now in Gen G's hands.
2v2 though.
Only 10 seconds left. The plant has to go safe. Karon, the flash comes out. He will jump out just in time, but the health, it's not good. Munchkin
nice! Nice pinch, come on.
Carpe now here. Karon knows the position of both. He needs to win the fight. One at a time. He tries to get out of it!
Oh my god, nice job, Carpe.
Swings out at the right moment. T1, the econ still not looking great, but like you said, just one more round needed. So much pressure off their back. And this time it will just be a stack onto A. If they are able to get a pick at some point in this round, they do have 2 great ultimates for that retake onto that B side. So a very wise choice from the T1 team.
And all of them bunching up together inside of Art. They might have heard the, a little bit of a Vandal burst, trying to look for the pinch on towards Foxy9 now, but he's backing and tailing away. Meanwhile, the whole hit goes in towards the B site, and Meteor just kind of left defenseless, gives up the site to Gen G.
Okay, but Gen G, what's your plan here for the Cosmic Divide and the Hunter's Fury? You do want to hold close at some point, because just the Cosmic Divide won't be enough to stop this retake, stop the advance. They'll get ahead of it. They'll make sure that they have to peek out. It gives them a position nice and close.
Jesus, Yeoman
with a double kill. Texture also with the Judge. Now Blades out, spots 1 in heaven. Eyes all trained above, but it does not look like it's going to be a possibility here for T1. They will have to wait 1 more round. Spot 2.
Oh my god, Carpe.
We'll get that kill.
Crouches and sprays down. Still though onto the other end. Stax trying to get a little bit lucky with the Sheriff, but Yeoman shuts him right down. Carpe has to back off for the save, and Gen G able to fight right back, getting ahead with the Cosmic Divide. Hang on a second.
Yeoman wants this.
No, he's chasing.
He's only 2 points away. They need every ultimate they can get. It doesn't look like he's going to have time though. You still got the 2 power ultimates. You still have that overdrive as well, so maybe another round comes where you're doing with the econ. Buzz could be a menace. In fact, it's just going to be this round. He's going to get ahead. Takes down the
and they got shit on.
Nice double peek. They each find their targets perfectly.
Oh man, once again, you gotta applaud Munchkin for how he's able to set up his teammates time and time again. Now off towards the races. T1 tries to refill that space, but Foxy9 has held the angle. Texture eliminates 1 more out from the front, and it's just Meteor pushes into the smoke. With the Guardian, he actually finds Texture and now tries to reposition.
And now he's like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here, bro.
For free on the side of Gen G. 3 members, 1 or 2 points away. So Meteor will make the run for it nice and early. It's not so much about saving the rifle. It's about making sure that Gen G doesn't get a free round during these 5. Now about to be 4.
Yeah, and you can see Foxy9 alongside Yeoman. The ones who are closest to their ultimates are the ones going in for the hunt. They have Meteor sent, but Meteor is a little bit far away as well. Relatively close if Meteor heads back in towards A-Link, so just trying to hold on to this rifle, trying to hold on to the potential ult points for the Gen G for dear life. So far so close, and Gen G slowly but steadily picking up the steam.
We'll see if it starts to bite back and maybe just latch onto their ankles, pulling them down even on this first map.
Yeah, it actually might be happening down to just the half buys once again. Izu, though, will note the information that's handed to him, and Gate crashes away. Meanwhile, Gen G has a secondary squad headed in towards A main, just waiting for that initial smoke to dissipate.
Yeah, and an op in Texture's hand, so they want to basically cut off the angles 1 by 1, take a long-range fight if it's given to you, but if not, just take contact, clear angle by angle, and trust in Texture's ability to land that first shot, knowing that T1 will want to take space, that they need to fight for space to get information.
Slow and clear, peaks, slicing the pie. Buzz, though, really close towards mid-doors with the Bucky.
Not going to show the op just yet. Read clear. See if Meteor has a read on that timing. It took a little while for that turret to get taken down. Yeah, he susses out a potential contact play, but for now, we'll just play at range.
Goes for a little bit of a spam to check. Thankfully, Carpe
30
on
seconds
the ready
left.
with the stars, but Now that it's gone, this is when the angles come into play. Texture dashes in.
Yeah, and everyone is here from the side of T1. Texture, you can't get too far out of it. Meteor's
Oh my god, Meteor!
And this, you know this. This is your teammate. This is how you won trophies last year. He'll just hold things down. Munchkin tries to land another shot. He'll go for it. Foxy9 there for the support.
1v3.
But now it's all down to
Oh my
Karon.
god, the
He will
time!
get the plant.
He's barely gonna get. No, he's not
Oh
gonna get the
no, he
plant!
has to get off of it.
Oh
Here's the
my
footsteps, and it's
God.
just too much.
That's an insane fucking way to ruin that match or that fucking map, bro.
Also been seen running the ISO here on Lotus. So if there has been any scrims within the team, it might not be as shocking as it might be for a lot of our viewers.
Okay, so Gen G might be prepared for this, possibly starting things off with a bit of
Ooh,
a
y'all.
as Texture tries to dive in. Meteor off the shields, already cracked up and open, but Buzz and Carpe able to strike back just as well. Continuing to fight off a Rubble, the paranoia gets sent through, and Karon running away.
2v2 though.
Already down to a 2v2. Foxy9, he's here. They hear the footsteps. Carpe, he's heard it. He's ready for it. But Foxy9 gets him, and now they know the exact location of Buzz. Already down to 70 HP. A good reposition from Karon amidst that chaos. Now he starts to pinch in. The timing has to be good here. Oh no, okay,
no.
Karon, nice sidestep away from the share shots. Right in tandem with the beat. In the future rounds as well, T1, it's not that much util to fight off Rubble. They'll oftentimes use the undercut just to push people back. But if you're ahead, if you're positioned well for it, you can get ahead of that contingency wall and continue the fight. But for now, with just pistols and a shorty in Buzz's hand, T1 looking to pick up the pace. Obviously, no Vice on the side of Gen G, so they can get in, but do they get in alive would be the big question with the Viper and the Killjoy.
Yeah, Munchkin, he is ready with the Spectre, possibly a Snakebite as well. Foxy9 just holding the off angle, spots them through. The Nanostorm's already chipping and burning them away as he sprays and prays. 2 kills to his name. Munchkin onto the double as well. Karon from the back. This is something that really drives their spirits up, but at the same time, you know, T1 getting a good read for things down. Here's that contingency wall. They're trying to push alongside it. A bit of a high-low, and they managed to strike down one, but still continuing to spray on through. Karon able to get something, but gets traded off as well.
Yo, man, he wants that timing. He finds one. Dances around the smoke. Can he land a second? Not quite. A good wraparound from Iza will give the numbers advantage to T1, but they've already taken some damage. And Munchkin, he's gonna go for the trade. Now,
this is expensive for T1.
Foxy9, can he do it again? Can he do what Meteor has done so much for Gen G last year? And he reads it, stacks that box. It does not protect you. Down to Meteor versus Foxy9.
Again, these two again. The shield's gone.
They just can't avoid this showdown. Meteor wanting to prove that he was a core part of Gen G last year. And Foxy9, he's been proving the doubter is wrong through and through. Waits for a wraparound. Knows that Meteor has to go for a crafty play. But time not on his side. Foxy9, you have to start clearing the site soon. And there's still so many corners here on this A site. He's checking close. He even wants to check heaven. He's getting greedy with it, but he finds the timing. Knife out. Now he needs to go. He knows he needs to get the half. He's trying to draw him in. Just one more chance,
my god, but no time.
No time left on the spike, members. But now we do have the kill contract online. Meteor's generally been pretty good with it, but he started to falter yesterday in the last couple attempts with that ultimate on the ISO.
Assigning a lot more respect to that Rubble play now. Just avoiding the drone or trying to watch for it.
A fast push out from C. I mean, immediately they say this has to be a group effort for T1. Still more delayed coming in. And now it's going to be Karon taken through the other dimension. Meteor, he's ready with it. Repositions with the knife, and
wow, Karon!
He has his crosshairs trained on the target. Eventually still surrounded, but that's the ISO gone. Time bought until the spike gets planted, but a 3v4 for Gen G.
A little bit tricky. Buzz is close to the showstopper. Yeoman trying to be as cautious as possible, trying to regroup with his teammates. But do they know that Izu is hiding inside? They do. They check and clear him out with the Prowler.
And he's just going to keep repositioning. All he needs to do is buy time. You've still got 3 members on site. Your teammates locking things down. Yo, man tries to get ahead of it. They want to spread out their angles. They want to get us around. But Carpe, he reads right into the plans of Gen G. And that's a double. That's the round gone. Munchkin, can you get out alive? No.
Now they're cooled off. They're back 2-2.
And now without the weaponry, but Guardians and Sheriff, this is what Gen G always was able to overcome adversity with last year, 2024. It's a quick push out, the trap play around C Mound, but no one to be found. So you have the information, but you've already lost a bit of util, and again, you don't have full weaponry.
That's a little bit of timing lost as well, and Munchkin just trying to get within range carefully but surely alongside the teammates as well. Foxy9 and Yeoman right around the corner. They know that they are inside the A site. They know that T1 are holding these angles against them. How do they fight?
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Buzz just launches that showstopper at some point as well if he really wants to. Try to get that rotation going quick. But for now, still paint shells online, and there it is. Showstopper goes up.
Oh my god, and gets two.
Both. Nobody will drop down onto the site. Carpe there with the trade. The desk praised him, and he's really right back in the zone today in the lower finals. As the pressure locked him down, but this time they are fired up. They are heating up, and now once again, Rebel fight. This is Gen G's home, but only 8 HP, and T1 continue to win out on this zone.
Oh man, Karen trying his best to play around the doors. Munchkin off to the other side of the toxic screen, but he's been spotted as well. Down to low. Karen able to find a bit of a double. Can he get the third? Yes, he does. A quad, but Stacks takes down his life.
Foxy9 against his old IGL everywhere he goes. It's a nemesis of some sort. Stacks now ult online, but no time, no space to use it. Reposition, but the spike should be relatively telling. Foxy9 once again will clear all the way around the site, but last time that meant he didn't have enough time to go for the defuse. He needs to consider it carefully.
Full kit of utility as well.
Yeah, you got drone, recon, shocks. You have the turret, but for now, just a tap. This is the only location possible!
Oh my god, Foxy9.
Foxy will return the favor! He gives a nice little stare down to his old IGL across the stage. You'll love to see it. And once again, another Rebel push out from Gen G. They've been so good at adapting this on the fly, even in each map. And this time it's going to be the Paranoia, the Haunt, everything used to make sure they position texture. But T1, they want none of it. They're going to switch things up. It's going to be pressure on to C.
Foxy9, he's playing really close. He has the lockdown. Might need to play a little further back and back into towards Waterfall if he's to deploy that thing. And at the same time, Munchkin right around the corner. He's waiting for Viper's Pit. They're looking for something, hiding inside of the smoke, and there it is, kind of lined up. Foxy9 with a double. Munchkin off towards the top. The shield propped up. Meteor trying to stand tall.
They held that side.
Alongside Karen as well. But Karon's not stopping. He knows he needs the energy. Another full set of utility from Texture and time, but it's going to be the kill contract right in the middle of the battlefield. Everyone falling all around them. Texture peeks out, and he takes
oh my
the
god,
shield
Meteor
down, but cannot stabilize. But at the end of the day, Gen G will clear the rubble, and Stacks answers back. The fight just does not end. And where is Izu going? Where did he come from? Sneaks all the way through B site.
It just feels so incredibly relentless. Izu now just nipping at the heels. Munchkin trying to hold off to the off angles. Back in towards Blue Room. He didn't know that there might have been a bit of a noise off towards the back. Or at least just trying to stay and play it safe. The door is being pulled open. And Foxy9 tries to get ahead. No! Sniped down midair by Meteor!
Once again, the door revolving. Munchkin just takes a guess that everybody now on the site sees the trip. Not gonna quite land the shot past the box. Tries to go far through, but it's well beyond the walls. Now with 3 members and a trap wire in the way, Meteor answers right back.
Back in for another Rubble fight.
Again, ult's still alive for Gen G. It's the same setup. Just trying to send the raise past the contingency. The Paranoia to keep the second line way behind. T1 this time says, we'll take your util out. We'll gladly go to the other side.
Gen G makes a quick read for it though.
And Foxy9 just trying to make them check that smoke a little bit closer this time, spending noise again, but it's a double up already. Munchkin is here, and the pit goes up. T1's already inside. They are past it. Do you read this lockdown also used? T1 now trapped in the corner, but what's the play, Gen G? How do you eliminate the targets? You might have herded them into the corner, but can you make sure you win the fight? They are well outside the pit. Carpe gets above. It's a high-low, but spike down. They dared it.
Oh my god.
They try to step, but they can't win out. Buzz peeks out, but Yeoman and Karen will surround, and now Stacks and Izu shut down away from the
Spike's
site.
on
They
site
have
too.
no way in.
2 ultimates, and it does all the work to put that roadblock up against T1 now. Down to just Stacks and Izu trying to hold on the edge of the smoke. It dissipates, and they're looking for the angle. Yeoman's holding. Karen alongside Texture in for a bit of an off angle. Texture gets ahead, exits the cyber cage, so maybe baiting out the spams a little bit early, and Yeoman will spot out the first. Down to just Stacks as he tries to get ahead once again. Yeoman again. The economy on towards T1 side, slowly starting to get away now. In with the contingency and the Rebel fights again. Karen shrouded steps into safety. Munchkin trying to hold true. They're getting back into the site. Meanwhile, T1 continues to spam away. Munchkin holding a really tight angle.
He'll reposition. They do still have that sneak bite, so making it look like it was going to be the same Rebel play, but this time Raze is not on this side. You have that showstopper as well, so it's something you can use for the retake. And if they get sent into the B site, looking for a potential surround here from Gen G, they have left the site wide open. And you start to hear some of that movement far away from you, creating that distance. And now, ball's in Gen G's court to try to surround them at a perfect angle.
And this is just perfect macro game from T1. They've been conditioning Gen G to go in for these A as well as C holds right now. So in for the B fights, an early boombot just to clear for the forward space. Nothing spotted yet, and T1 continues to hold close.
Yeah, no paranoia, so the showstopper, it has to be good, it has to find a target! He goes high, and he falls straight to the ground! God. Buzz still holding close, it's a crossfire, they just can't find a single
Holy
target.
shit.
Through the smoke, through the mind's eye, but is that enough? Still so many targets, 4 left alive for T1. You have to clear this out, Buzz, with a nice peek right around, and Karon this time will not be able to swivel
The fact that it keeps going back and forth, holy shit, bro.
T1.
Kill contract online. If you go for this Rebel fight again, there's a risk again that it's just 2 members stranded in the middle of the battlefield. Texture wins 1, but he gets drawn out. So now Gen G forced to continue fighting, and Texture has to fight his way out!
Oh, Texture
wins! Meteor will be shut down. Stacks exiled here in Rebel all alone with the spike.
Oh man, I thought he collided them too.
Down to just Izu now, pushing further in. A lobby has been smoked off. He has to creep up, and he's trying to mask his position as much as possible. Karen is marking the back of Baby Door.
I mean, it's just a high-low stack up. Izu, it will take a lot for him. Just the perfect movement. But such a promising talent. Prepping himself for it. Draws one out. Waiting, and Karen will find him. Yeah, just happy that he's taking down Meteor in a 1v1, not falling to an old teammate. Of course, lots of pride on the line when you get sent into that other dimension. Contingencies trying to keep themselves protected. It will force Gen G to just reposition. This time, a turret to spot info on B, and Karen will be tasked to delay if there's another rotation. Just close hold. The Prowler, you know it was close, but how many are here? Just a nice angle from Meteor, but Munchkin immediately the trade. Shield taken off, and Karon, he's looking for more. There's a nice trade out for Munchkin as well. Just a ping pong back and forth. Gen G will look to regroup as T1 start rushing into the B site.
Half of the death, it's just a mid-round call straight into B. Try to get the spike down as fast as possible. Gen G's gonna take a bit of time to set up. Foxy9 though fires off an early warning shot just to let him know that there might be someone nearby. Keeps them invested.
You have the Haunt, you have the Prowler. Prowler goes out, nobody close up on Heaven, so a little bit of room to work with for Yeoman. Foxy9, a nice swing out, but Izu's sharp with it.
Izu.
And now the trade of reposition from Izu draws out Munchkin.
Oh, and Carpe with the wraparound.
For Carpe to tie things up at the half.
Wow, it keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And now, ball's in Gen G's court. Looking for a B hit right off the rip.
Some early pings throughout Rubble as well, but now the Prowler just to check. Off angles being held by Meteor.
Gen G still just waiting for information, but Buzz trying to let them know that there are members on the A side, trying to draw them into that B side, but
my mic was muted. Damn!
Suddenly T1 stranded a little bit. They have to push out if they want to create space. The paranoia should have but Munchkin buys enough time. It's a nice shot, and now it's a 2v1.
They getting shit on.
Just caught, his feet stuck and glued, unable to move. And now Gen G, they barrel towards the site.
So quick and ready once again, just being able to make those quick decisions and snappy with the kill on towards Stacks just alleviates so much more pressure. Izu all the way from the back of attacker spawn, and 2 players marking his position.
Oh, jeez. All classics. Carpe the only one. Going for... No, he's going to trade that out. I was going to say, I don't know if that's quite the value. Just going to be a full eco round here from T1.
Look at Gen G, though, and they're holding off towards the other side.
I mean, you don't have a shorty here. Oh, they'll spam him through. Buzz just hiding away. Prowler checks close, and whoa, Texture, we saw where the Prowler went. Perhaps expected him to start backing up, but eventually we'll get the frag onto Carpe.
I think he kind of anticipated that, you know, with the Prowler getting so close, that the other opposing player might have to run all the way to the back, but nonetheless, still a bit of stability for Gen G as they continue to march up front, spotting out more T1 players. They know that they're up around possibly stairs, the site, blue room as well. Foxy9's lurk, not quite finding anything, so he comes back in to rejoin the team. Meteor
might have been looking for an angle for an undercut. Maybe they thought they could go for an instant peek at 3 different angles. It's a high-low. Gen G, you've been going slow, but you don't have any information. You clear these corners one wrong way, but it's just curiosity from Stacks that will draw death as Texture gets 3 on this round.
And no information, but they have the firepower. So if they're able to stick together and to fire and shoot true, they should be able to convert it. And once again, we see it.
Trying to enjoy the game, set themselves up for success. Texture gets well ahead of Rubble. Oh, gets spotted with the decay still on him, and Carpe will not miss that shot.
That is quite a bit of hurt as well. Gen G trying to hold out to the other side now, but like you mentioned, you know, they're able to play fluidly because of the absence of this insurmountable pressure, right? So just trying to find a different route, trying to explore a little bit. You know, it isn't too bad if our game plan doesn't go accordingly.
Okay, Paranoia drawn out from door as well on the A side. Continue to put some pressure in, but you're already exploring onto B. Now Drone drawn out. So much being spent on the side of T1 one by one. Gen G, this gives them an opportunity to at least go for a little bit of a scuffle, and Charon will get out with just a scratch.
Still holding on towards the other side. Time slowly ticking away now. Izu jiggling outside of C just notes that, yeah, I can guarantee nobody's trying to set up a bit of a flank or a rotation. They are all around the A site. That's why all the rotations brought over to this portion of the map now. 2 players inside of B, 3 onto the A site from T1. Gen G slowly making their way through tree. Carpe notes and spots him out.
Yeah, the Paranoid chases him out, but he's not tagged just yet. He's good for 2. Eventually, the aim punch gets the better of him, and Yeoman will get 1, but he's all alone. Only 25 HP. 10 seconds. The round's already lost, but how many guns can you take away? It's going to be just the 1. As Meteor
God damn it, every time I talk,
T1 will get their buy
my
round.
mic is muted. There you go.
Once again, undercut at the ready. That decay. Gen G trying to get ahead of it. Is it gonna work out this time? They'll go even deeper. This has been the variation that Karen's been showing us throughout this kickoff, going ever deeper to make sure there's an extra angle. The Prowler goes for it. He trusts his teammates. He's waiting for the ISO, but Buzz gets 1 kill. He gets 1, but he swings a little too far to the right, and Stacks will return the kill. Yeoman with another trade, and now a 3v3 down to a 2v3, but it's actually just going to be Munchkin left all alone. Foxy9's on the other side. Munchkin has to fight his way out. He has to survive. Carpe getting curious. They're giving him the 1v1s. And Stacks, yeah, now knows that the numbers may not be on his side anymore. He'll wait for the curiosity.
There you go, Stacks.
Foxy9 overthinks it.
Holy shit.
And
The score once again tied up, but this time Gen G on a half buy.
And now Gen G, especially with a half buy, just respecting that undercut. Can't do much off of it. Paint shells come through as well. You know the space has been given, but they're going to position themselves fanning out off of that toxic screen. Paranoia goes through. They just cannot get out. Only Foxy9 gets taken down, but that space lost once again. Damage onto Munchkin as well. 2 members on the other side, and Stacks reads the timing. If there isn't a further push, where else could they have gone? The drone will spot some extra members.
At the same time, T1, they continue to hold and maintain this control. It's information outside of C. They have Rubble. You got Meteor inside of B as well. An undercut just to show his presence.
Yeah, maybe set up for a potential shock dart as well, but it's not going to land, not going to get the damage. Getting early information with the ult from the Omen. Carpe just scouts things out. Everybody on mound. You have that trap wire in B, so I love the rotation coming in from Meteor. Make sure that you just don't get overwhelmed. There's no cheeky little contact play. The cam's still high up. Gen G, they haven't quite spotted it yet.
Oh, man. Their only option is to walk through, and if they do, they're walking into their deaths. Meteor right around the corner. Stacks being able to hold. There goes the first.
Meteor.
Stacks now back up.
There you go, Izu.
Uses the cage to spot
There you go, Izu.
A second player, Izu. Double kills through and through, and down to just
Jesus Christ, and he's just running and gunning, bro.
To get out. Now, while you were going off, I'm seeing some pings across the map, especially out towards the right side of Rubble, so maybe trying to teleport through, but here goes that shield. Buzz getting ahead, just jumping all the way in. Texture in for the showstopper, but he gets denied! Munchkin finds the trades, but Meteor sends out another kill contract.
Yo, man, all alone. He can't land the shot. He's just stuck like a deer in headlights. And Meteor will clean up that fight. Munchkin stuck once again. There's the undercut. You know it's an easier fight. He draws in Foxy9. Shield still up. And Munchkin eventually wins it. Now another 1v1. No, it is a 1v2. Isolating those targets, making sure that they're spot on. Again, Util from T1 pushes them away from Rubble. And look at the instant rotation, because they know this time, after all those past rounds, that Gen G is going to be set up over on the other parts of the map. So they want to tighten it. They want to shut down potential rotations. Foxy9 is spotted. You know it's a half buy, and Munchkin just gets shot through the box.
That's enough.
Damn,
Instantly
Buzz.
They back off and go back to their current positions, just posting themselves up, especially a little bit more towards this C site. Gen G kind of slipping already in. The firepower not on their side.
Contact play, just a sheriff in Charon's hand. He spots one, but Izu's already good for a kill from afar. And that's the signal for T1 to just flood right back in. Never giving a chance for Gen G. Oh, to take space, but Charon, he has other plans. 2 HP on Stacks.
Oh, and he dies to the fucking nade.
Now a showstopper for Buzz.
Oh.
T1, they're hanging back. Buzz is waiting for a signal. Meteor 2 points away from the kill contract. And again, it's the same play. You go for just the baseline of utility first. If there's no fight, you save it over drone out mid, and then they'll set up for that C site. Now Gen G, they recognize it. They will look to re-clear that middle part of the map. They want more space to work with. But even if you do push them back, that trap wire hasn't been spotted last round. We've seen it before, but they'll have to clear that if they want certainty.
Ooh, Carpe jump peeking as well. Smoking them off, and now the spray is going through. He's trying to hold on to his position as best as possible. Shrouded steps
Oh my
away
god,
in
and he
time.
barely got out of
Stacks is here
there.
and ready to help out as well.
Boombot gonna be sent in. Texture, he knows he needs to pick up the pace. If Carpe's out this front with nobody there to trade, the site has to be empty. They'll go for the Nightfall for safety, but Meteor gets ahead of it. Makes some noise, makes them guess. Crosshairs trained. Undercut, being considered, trying to push someone out of the smoke. He'll wait for it in the beginning. There's a meat shells, the shield comes out, the showstopper, it's just gonna be spent back, but there's the
Oh my god!
still lands it! And that's going to be the
That's
retake
crazy.
off the rip. 5 members all alive. Meteor looking to be the shield and the spear point for the team. He goes into tree, finds his target, undercut. Shorty not reloaded,
Oh my
but
god,
he gets the
Carpe
spray. Izu
Meteor.
gives him the intel, the teamwork, impeccable.
That was
The
really good
shots,
from T1. That was a
perfect,
good
T1
retake.
We'll get to map point.
Map point 12-8, T1.
That was a
Those are
massive
some heavy
retake.
ultimate hurts against Gen G.
It's the same setup. Gen G, they want to try to get ahead. Charon, does he go for the double shrouded step? It hasn't worked before. It's an early paranoia this time. Bit of a switch up, but there's the kill contract. He's been caught. Texture's already down. Charon, you need to win this fight. Meteor refreshes his
Down.
shield. And just like that, the doors start closing on Gen G.
Foxy9, he might have found a little bit of positioning in towards the B side, but is it going to be enough? His teammates out from the back, they've been smoked off. Foxy9 turns back around, takes down Meteor, but the Hunter Spirit comes out!
He dodges it. One more chance. He'll stay alive. Hope still alive. Just barely prying open that gate. Foxy9. He'll protect Yo-Man. T1, they'll wait. They'll wait for everyone to get into position. It's a full surround. Like a pack of wolves. Hunting down their targets. Prowler now spots out. Gen G on a rush. They have to push out. They have to pick fights. They have to win them. Foxy9 and Yo-Man.
Oh, Izu,
Can
Izu.
you do it? 1v2. 14 bullets left. Yo-Man down to 18. The defuse begins and Izu's holding the angle. Carpe in safety.
Wow,
And Izu
let's go,
will
T1.
shut it down. T1 leads 2-0.
look at that toxic screen all the way down into garage.
Going with a bit of a change. They used to prefer, the across the board here, B onto A type of screen, but this time a bit of a retake onto C. So leaving it relatively open, just the alarm bot for the information, and holding onto A link and C link. The idea being that if it is a B hit, which it looks like it's going to be, then Gen G is ready to start to surround them. Stacks spots Yeoman, but only one spotted from each side, and Gen G, that's immediately the call to start to pull away, give a little bit of distance, just make sure we have options.
Yeah, allow them to burn a bit more of their utility before we come in on the retake. The cage is up though. Meteor's looking to peek off of it, and there already is a bit of value found. Munchkin answers right back, collapses onto Buzz as well. Izu on the other end, and he collects onto 2 heads.
Izu, he's been really good the first 2 maps as well, and now it's just going to be the wraparound Stacks. He's been waiting the whole entire time. Yeoman versus 3. He's surrounded all around 360 degrees. Spots Stacks, tries to move away from it, wants to go by, had the right idea. Job. But at the very least, that is showing them that they might switch it time and time again. But for now, this time, a full or 3-man stack onto the C side, trusting that screen to buy a little bit of extra time on the A.
You're trying to work around it. Gen G, a bit of a 3-stack closer towards the C site. A little bit of a body stack, but still though, with those automatic rifles, it does worry me. Yeoman continuing to push up into A lobby.
Turret taken down nice and early, just a singular gunshot. There's the clone that goes through. We've seen that before. A nice clear from Gen G, but that's going to be the sign from T1 to immediately start their rotate onto the A side. The Neon is fast, and they will push out from C as well, but Gen G, they still need to land a couple nice shots here on the A side if they want a chance of taking things back. A nice paranoia buys time, and that's Yeoman with a double kill.
Not Yeoman.
They've already delayed him on A short. It's a surround on the site. They've got the trades ready. Yeoman, is he going to be quick enough? Karon, he needs to spot the first one.
Oh my God,
nice
Karon.
Shot, and on to 2. How does he get away with this, Meteor? Vandal in hand. 1v3, contingency, spots him, tries to get on site. He knows he needs to eliminate Yeoman before backup arrives. He doesn't know where it's coming from, and Yeoman will just buy time. Drone tagged. Still the members coming up from sewers.
Damn, Yeoman.
Yeoman comes alive on Avon. The first couple matches we saw hints of doubt in his own eyes, but he has risen right up to the hope that a lot of his fans had, the hype that a lot of the fans had, and now it's a fast hit from T1. They want to take the momentum right back. Sheriffs in hand. It's just a full march through, but everybody from Gen G is here. Paranoia keeps him at bay. Karon got several angles to look for. He lands the first shot of trade available from Texture, waiting for the peek out from Buzz. Foxy9 cleans it up as well, and now Buzz kind of stranded in garage all alone.
Meanwhile, the other 2 from T1 still trying to fan out across the map. Unfortunately, Buzz will fall to that phantom of textures. Karon holding the angle off toward the exits of B, and will get that wallbang through onto Izu. Stacks, alone and cold with the spike. Still looking for any possible routes. He's thinking maybe A site's a little bit open. I've seen a lot of Gen G all throughout C and B. Perhaps I can try to sneak through. And sure, he's going to march up forward, but Yeoman's holding the long angle all the way towards the back, while the rest of Gen G continue to converge onto Stacks' position from the back.
Yeah, just going to clear out the close angle and try to see if he can at least get the spike down. It looks like, yeah, he's not looking at any, potential chance of an ace. He just wants whatever they can get. He'll get the plant. He'll spread out, but Karon, nice and steady, recovers his aim, and that'll be Gen G leading 2-1, keeping all 5 of their rifles. We saw just how much damage it was doing to the Rubble fight on Lotus. See if it has the same effect this time for A main. Try to step forward. Texture, you are far ahead. You are pinged. You are stuck. But Buzz gets taken down first. Carpe with a nice trade. Meanwhile, the kill contract goes out. Meteor versus Texture. Meteor wins out. And this time, he will stay alive. Karon still stuck in window, but he's got Foxy9 right by him.
The reload has been heard as well. Meteor thinking about coming back into re-clear, but joins Carpe and pushing up in towards the A site. This is the right call. They know that Gen G are closer towards B, and it does take a little bit more time, and if they do rotate through A link, it would make some noise, so they feel safe. They feel like they're able to kind of creep up into the A site. What they don't know is that Munchkin's all the way towards the back of Hell. Karon up close now.
He spots one. He's ready for it. Almost gets
go,
the double, but the
Carpet.
tuck screen goes up. It's not a safe
Oh, this
entry.
is not a
Recon
good
just
thing,
barely
though.
comes back alive. Munchkin, will he get tagged by it? It's just right behind the corner. Stacks, you have to recognize that there is danger still on the site. Smoke onto Heaven. Spike
I think he
starts
knows,
to get
though.
held, and Munchkin will creep forward. He knows they haven't cleared him just yet.
Oh,
they
no.
do not suspect it. Carpe with a nice swing catches one sight. Screen goes
nice
down,
try.
and Munchkin will save the round, keeping Gen G up 3-1.
Thought about where Munchkin was, but Munchkin just feeling that much more confident, despite it just being a Guardian.
But Munchkin was just a bit too fast. But for now, next round up, Guardian and Vandal in hand. The kill contract used, but a Hunter's Fury this time for Stacks.
Will kind of mark the positions out towards C-Long. His team slowly creeping through, looking for a duel outside of Garage, but Foxy9 finds it instead.
He's still waiting
what the
for it.
fuck, Buzz?
Tells him to sit right back down. But T1 looking to reset. They've drawn out the Hunter's Fury from Yeoman, just tried to clear out space, make sure that Garage hasn't been fully taken over. But the smoke will bar them from clearing it 100%.
Not entirely sure, still needing to respect and clear a lot, and that's why the drone is being deployed out towards B now. Couple of shots from a Sheriff, and he knows that they're up around grass.
You've got members on both A and C link. The smokes come out. There's the paranoia and the TP across.
Oh
Buzz
my
spots
God.
his target, and he'll
Oh
land
my
the shots,
God.
and he whips it right back around. Takes down Texture. Buzz clearing, entering for the team, and
Playing
secures
for
the B
backside
site.
too.
A little bit unfortunate for Gen G, completely blindsided by Buzz's utility. Down to the last two players, and they are still trying to find whatever they can get. A little bit in towards C-Link, a little bit into A. Karen finds a bit of contact, but not quite the kill. And look at how T1 are set up on the site. A bit of a swing from Munchkin, though! The double kill! The second one onto Carpe. Izu trying to hold off the off angle, but he's not able to collect. Not there's a shot. Just Stacks now. Pushes up, tries to get ahead. Here's Karen's footsteps, and he's pulled out his utility inside of the smokes. Gets
No,
out
that
another
was a
dart, and
T1 round, and they
Ends
fucked
his
up.
life. Munchkin, you saw the pings from T1. They knew. Okay,
That
Karen's
was a
buying time on
T1
the other
round, and
side.
they
We still
absolutely
haven't seen
fucked
Munchkin
up.
return. So go out and play your game.
7-1 right now. Only a single death on Munchkin thus far. Being able to carry that score forward, but still T1 looking for a way to crack it open. Dimensional drift from Buzz straight into this ace site. A clone and a gate crash as well.
Okay, drone just to see if it's going to be the full strike. The Viper's Pit will try to open a way for Gen G to return. Early paranoia drawn out from T1, but they still have that Hunter's Fury from Stacks. He's going to start to position a little bit outside of the site. Gen G, they need an answer for this.
I don't like Carpe's positioning at all.
Set up for a bit of a play through the Viper's Pit.
This might
Waterfall through Heaven.
Yeah, this might be a hop out, and then maybe the pit also being brought down, but for now it's just going to be right outside of the pit. Meteor good for 2 kills, but it's just T1 winning out on the trades back and forth. Texture all alone, he's pinged, he's low on health, and Stacks is waiting for the swing. Texture wants to bait out the 1v1s, wants to isolate him, but Stacks just doesn't give him a shot. And Texture perhaps looking for a way out of danger, trying to save over this Phantom, as the chances are just too slim.
I was like, Stacks dies here, no?
Really not
2-4, but we got to remember, the Hunter's Fury there playing a big part, just kind of really dissecting parts of that retake.
Whoa.
Disrupting some of that tempo, and the fast push out from C.
Damn, Karen.
Still locking it down. There's support over from Yeoman as well in Garage, and Texture's already taken over C main. If they go into B side again, it's just going to be a full surround for T1.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Izu a little bit out towards the back. Munchkin setting up a bit of a flank as well. 3 players stranded on the site. They need to hold all of these exits. A as well as C-Link. The trip has been cracked, and Izu notes it.
And Izu just trying to hold a very far distance. Yo, man, it's just a full spray down with 3 people all rushing in. Carpe on their side. He's been noted. He's been spotted right under the fast lane. They chase him down. Sight instantly cleared. Munchkin will wait for as long as possible until his team needs him. Izu, good for 1 kill. That's the call for Munchkin. Munchkin, you need to come for support. He takes him down. Half done. Stacks down to 11
Damn, nice
HP.
try, nice try.
And just like that, always there for the team when needed, Munchkin will help secure
That was
the
a
round.
good fling from Munchkin.
I was wondering if there's a potential for timeout. Trying to course correct here, being funneled into that B site. A couple rounds now already in the first half. but this time a very forward alarm bot. So if it is a switch up, because it's been T1 barreling through when they find an opening, Gen G wanted that early information. They work off of it. A main now taken over, Orb given over to Yeoman. Izu has snuck in, so Yeoman keeping his eyes trained. On the A side, they both know of each other's position. Yeoman with a nice course correct will eliminate. That's got to be the lurk. Now Munchkin looking for support. What's the call here? Foxy9 is tagged, but they don't see Munchkin just yet. They hear it. Meteor's there for the trade. Texture comes in. He takes down Buzz. They now understand the positions of T1, but they were waiting for the wraparound. Texture, you need to win it out. He gets the double. Meteor's still alive. Stays alive, but Kara
And now he's dead.
Up. Well, we've seen him use it very aggressively, especially with, no Killjoy on the other side. None of that. Munchkin tries to wait patiently for a clean shot. Won't find it, but Foxy9 is ahead. He's on the front half, and he actually gets shot down. Carpe traces him right back through the smoke.
Izu still playing relatively safe outside of A lobby as well. I mean, this is how T1 is starting to operate now. Instead of A lobby pressure, they're doing it around C, and then fanning out across the map, slowly back in towards grass, thinking about garage, possibly. Munchkin, though, inside of it, holding on the other edge of the door, swings around wide just to break the drone to get away alive. Here comes that Hunter's Fury.
Gets some tags, but Meteor's still getting through with the shield. He won't find his target in time. And now T1 scrambling. That's the clone. Charon dodges the flash. They're trapped in garage. You have Carpe in C main. He could be the key to try to open things back up if Gen G lose track. If they overpeak, there's the paranoia. Munchkin, they'll bait him out. Gen G, they're keeping tabs. Yeoman, he doesn't land the shot, but he'll hold on to the spot. He antes it. And that should be the shutdown. 30 seconds left. T1 scrambling. Yeoman gets the information, gets the read, gets the tag, and he runs away. They'll yield the space to secure the round. 20 seconds left. Spike gets planted.
Yeah, take the spike plan. Why don't you? Gen G, half the numbers, and they are looking to surround this B site. Izu and Stax playing off towards the right side.
Wow, Izu
being able to gun down 2 in an instant. Stax now noting the fast lane.
Izu
still holding off towards the other end. Takes down Texture, and all that's left is just Munchkin. Goes for the swing, a bit of a crouch, but Stax lands it anyway. T1! So calling for a little bit more of a conservative play. They're not really pushing out this far up front.
Yeah, just checking if it's early pressure on C again, and if it's not, it's going to be a fast rotate. You can see them all scurrying towards A. If it's B, so be it. But now Dimensional Drift comes through. Yeoman, does he tuck away? No, he's going to get spotted. An instant flash is trying to push them further back into the back of the site. And now he finds an opening. Charon escapes it for the time being. A flash. There's an anti from one of them, but Buzz still good.
Oh my god, Buzz gets 2 there.
Eventually gets shut down, but that's all the time that T1 needed. So much chaos from one member, and eventually the site opens up.
That's crazy.
Just Foxy9 left.
Poor Foxy9, and he's stuck with a fucking stinger too.
By it.
I just wanted to see if there's an instant swing out. That's the only shot he has. Tries to pick up the Phantom, and Stax will shut him down. T1.
5-6 is not the great scoreline that Gen G is looking for, especially if you consider how they started off. But now back into it. That early C pressure again.
Revealing area.
Seeing what type of util is going to be used. Izu, he's gonna swing out!
Damn, Izu!
Just when Yeoman lowers his guard.
Holy
it's
shit,
Izu
bro.
reading through the
Oh, and
old
Stax gets
scenario.
Foxy.
Stax just shuts down Foxy9. Texture, you're stuck on the site. Relay bolt online. He'll stabilize. Overdrive. You need to land it. There's the trade from Munchkin. It's just how is Munchkin always there? The desk wondering if he'd be able to rotate fast enough. And now, how curious do we get Charon? He's just going to hold. Backup is on its way. You do not have to get far ahead. The discipline, it was there until it wasn't. The trade, Munchkin, right before the ping. He finds him through the corner. That's the pit onto the A site. They can secure the back of the site. Recon comes in though, and Spike should get planted.
At least goes down, but that might be the call for Gen G to start to creep up as well. Into the Viper's pit they go. Stax has to work alongside Carpe. They try to fan out, working around the edges of the pit. It goes down. Carpe,
Carpe
misses the flick.
Munchkin now on for 3. Now it's a 2v1.
They saw him too.
Right through.
They saw the rifle.
Force him out.
The barrel of the rifle. Damn,
will
poor Stax.
secure a lead 7-5 in the first half. They'll look, wait for potential pushes out in mid.
A little bit of a gate crash setup in towards A.
Okay, a slide forward to try to get the peek, and eventually works out.
This is
for
not
Gen G.
good. This is not good.
Little
This is not
dicey,
good.
but still one ahead.
With that now, Gen G, the quick rotations on towards the C site. Meteor tries to stay alive with the shield up, but unfortunately a bit of a sidestep and he whiffs. It's going to be Yeoman getting the kill. Stacks on for the trade off towards the back. But a 1-on-2. He goes in a little bit fast.
Come on,
Gets in
Stacks.
with a crouch and a headshot. Now down to the 1-on-1. IGL versus the old rookie from back then.
Yeah, but you should have gotten the call on the help, so Foxy9, that's why he's just keeping away. He knows he can go for the peak. Stacks, he will hold true all the way to the end. Foxy!
Oh my god, he almost had it!
He plays with his old leader!
He almost
Makes him
had it
think that he'll
too.
make a mistake, but... Meanwhile, Izu trying to get forward information. It'll immediately get cleared out. The early signs from Texture just trying to be the scout for the team, to be the eyes, the drone ahead for the main squad.
Nothing yet spotted for now. Well, the rest of the team, Foxy9 and Name, a little bit pushing up alongside this toxic screen in towards A lobby, but there it is. Jump peek spotted out by Texture, and that's Izu gone.
Oh, saw the tip of the head, I think, but it's just a short.
That
Foxy9
sucks.
will hold true. Now 2 members gone from the A site. No matter where you go, Gen G, they just need to play carefully, play thorough, because now T1, they could have regrouped either place, but we see it on the map. It's going to be a split. It's up to Meteor. Go with that Sheriff. Find a kill. Bring a weapon. Carpe tries to get ahead.
Damn, that
no
sucks.
shot. And 1v5.
Does have the Sheriff though. Garage has been smoked off as well. A little bit of a drone. And look at how Texture's quick to wrap around the edge of Garage window.
Wow.
And there's a headshot.
You know, compared to his usual self. But we think last year, there have been times when he's fallen over, and that's when Meteor was the one picking up the slack. And today he says, I'll continue to be the one that gets us information because I trust in my teammates once more.
That's the entire game plan, especially when his teammates are that alive. Carpe, though, now up onto elevated position, noted by the drone. Texture comes in with a relay bolt to get him
Carpe's
off
stuck
spot.
too.
But the flash comes out as well. Meteor off to the other end.
That's a lot drawn out. Ooh. Yeah, you get out with the undercut. One of the undercuts, and then on top of that, the paranoia. Now trying to spam just all the way thoroughly, making sure that T1 has to back away from the entrance. You look at the map, T1 still has the space that they generally would want and the ability to re-clear mid. Foxy9, if he can get a kill here, it would be huge, and he gets it, draws attention. It's an immediate rotate. Meteor knows what's going on. It's just a 1-4. I know how this works, and he wants to get ahead, but can they hold on to the site?
He has to be the one to get those kills, especially alongside Stacks. Holds off to the other end.
Oh
Tries
my
to
god,
peek out
Texture's
ahead
so
for
low too.
Texture runs away. It's a mid-round call back into B.
Yeah, Meteor, again, this is exactly what Gen G used to do with him on the squad last year as well. Carpe, he needed to stay alive, but it's just panic across the board. Spike gets planted. Meteor all the way around. Is he aware of Texture's wraparound? Through Garage, he finds one. Texture, he has an opportunity and shuts it down.
Munchkin,
8 HP, doesn't. Yeah, and it's Foxy9 going right up to that entrance. It was never meant to be just one part of the plan. There were always 2 options, as it always has been. And Gen G, they're firing up. The engines are revving, and they want to get to another map. They want to get closer to that Masters tournament themselves.
Oh, and I want to hear that Tiger's roar again. Starting to walk away with the lead now. 5 rounds ahead, the Outlaw in their hands, playing a little bit more conservative as well. Just noting that T1, off to these half buys, they might be looking for early picks. So for now, the Outlaw does keep a bit of attention over onto the A site for T1, and that's why the hit goes over onto C.
And Texture's just clearing close first. And we'll hop around for a little bit of extra information. Bit of a miss on that relay bolt, but nobody in sight from T1. It's going to be a little bit a while for that rotate to come through. 4 members on the site. Munchkin watching the flank. He's got that Outlaw as well. And Meteor, there's just too many targets. The firing squad ready. 3 more once again with the crosshairs trained. Buzz, he just has no vision to get onto the site. And Carpe, you might be good with the Sheriff, but will you even get to fire it more? just the 1 kill so far. I mean, yeah, they give him the respect. They say, well, a fair fight, that's not fair for us. So we'll just deny you before you get in position. Taking a look at the map, it's going to be another undercut shock dart. Just a traditional setup just to keep people at bay. But I mean, everyone's seen it so far. They're all going to back away from it.
Also, a little bit of an adjustment with Buzz now on the op, pushing down C. You've got Izu's trips across B as well as A. So trying to put a little bit more pressure towards this A site now, but of course the fast lane and the TPs out from Karen into site already.
So that's the site given over, but you do have the Hunter's Fury over on Stacks. So there is a retake possibility. There it is. There's the undercut as well. If anyone was tagged by both, it would have been absolute disaster. But for now, Gen.G, they'll stabilize. A tag on, but there was no decay.
Look at that little gate crash that Buzz sneaks through.
Down in the corner. Could be a decoy, could be a TP. It's a paranoia. Yo-Man gets hit by it, no vision. There's a cyber cage to master.
Oh my god, what is
but
happening?
Gen.G, it's a 2-for-2 trade so far. Yo-Man hanging on to the site. He has too many targets, eventually finds one. Still even once again, but the lockdown will keep them away. One gets detained. Carpe all alone. Stacks was not far enough. He wants to try to make it a 1v1, but he cannot get it. A 1v2. Can he do what Munchkin's been doing for the Gen.G squad when they need it most to stay alive, finds a target, and they will not give it to him. Foxy9 not missing a single opportunity to fire back.
Sites, they've got everything locked down.
And once again, it's the full setup, but this time, just a full stack. You say, off of this, we push them out, we're gonna take a lobby, and we're gonna get control of the map. Yoru able to rotate out quickly enough. The double tap used already. Meteor senses a fight coming. There's the kill contract. This one has to be big. Yo-Man, he saw him. Yo-Man saw him. He didn't move fast enough. Even with the knife out, the speed not assisting Meteor this time. And Gen.G, a perfect swing
GG,
out.
go next.
They've come back alive. The confidence oozing out of this squad.
Just holding true and collecting on all of these kills. Down to just the last 2 from T1. Up against Map Point, trying their darndest to hold the sites, but it's just Buzz on A.
All alone, Texture draws out gunfire, no trade. He tried to stay alive as long as possible, Buzz. He's been pushed back by the Paranoia. Paranoia to separate the forces. A clone out, he knows one's on the site. Gen.G, they need to give respect. It's a 2v1, wide spread out. And now it's all down to Carpe, but the spike escapes in the last second.
Oh, he actually gets his own TP.
Carpe
that
not
sucks.
aware of it, and it's a 13-5. A crushing defeat against T1.
That sucks.
Yeah, we shall see how ballistic it can definitely be. Starting things off, a little bit of mid-pressure. Oh, whoa, Texture.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy. Well, I mean, to safety, apparently, because he's going to survive.
Meteor.
Meteor back as well. A quick bit of pressure on mid and B Garage. Gen.G is able to take control of Garage itself, but they'll see that one way. That poison cloud barring their entry.
Yeah, a bit of a smoke and fall off towards mid. Munchkin tries to refill that space, does spot out Buzz, believe, towards vents. So continuing to try and hold to keep the T1 players interested in to mid. Second smoke comes out.
Yeah, you gotta wait for that cooldown as well if you're Gen.G. The fault line now back online, so you've got another potential for some combos to go through. But first, this smoke in the way. Salvo's on the ready. As it clears, it should be fired off. Okay, Texture finds information, so they say, okay, we're able to trip that down, and let's push far back into B Heaven. We already have control of Garage. It's a pinch down
Meteor.
with a spike drop over on the Raptors. It's a good trade for Gen.G. They have the numbers advantage. Spike recovered as well. The 3 members of T1 delayed getting into Heaven. Buzz not quite checking his sights, and Stacks trying to crouch below. Will just barely get that
all
kill.
up on Stacks,
when
too.
he's awake, it's just him alone.
Well, his opponents are all down to low HP. Texture, though, out from the back. Stacks might not anticipate it. Up around the pillars, he hears some hops around, so just coming back in. Tries to mask his drop with a shot through. Does find Yeoman, but of course, Foxy9 on the move as well. Stacks trying to wrap back around. Throws out the C's, but Texture out from above.
And maybe the Paranoia and potentially even the paint shells. But after that, no passive info. You have to go out and get it yourself.
Of course, trusting in their ability to do so, though. Izu through the poison
Let's go,
cloud
Izu.
in with a classic shot.
Well, the Teo being dropped is kind of big. I mean, you just don't have easy zone clearance, so now those tight corners where the ecos can shine are going to get dangerous. I mean, positions like this that Izu's taking right now.
So it's going to be a little bit tricky for Gen G to push through. They're going to have to check and clear a lot. Still, though, it's the Guardians as well as the Bulldog on the hands of Yeoman. Foxy9 trying to creep on through from Mail. Carpe is in his way. Now, Gen G, after a couple more warning shots, think to rotate back across all the way possibly into the A site, as nothing has been noted there so far. Meanwhile, Karen just trying to set up a bit of an opposite lurk now.
Yeah, so no aggressive push out despite all that pressure over on the B side. So Gen G is going to take the chance and say, okay, that means that it should be the weaker side, that they're still focused, banking on us coming through. It's a little weird the way that Stax has been peeking us, but it is going to be that Marshall. Lands a shot, but not going to be a kill just yet. Not the full headshot.
Oh my God, Buzz!
With the paint shells, just drops down absolute chaos onto the Gen G
Wow.
squad. And now only 10
No
seconds
time
left.
either.
It's not gonna happen.
He's running all the way across, but he knows he doesn't have enough movement speed to really get onto site. 3 targets on the other end. Well, 4. So the round's over.
Just absolute demolition raining from heaven.
Oh my God.
It just goes down with his own paint shells. Jumps right into it. You know that the time is running out. You just have to get the round.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, Buzz.
What a call. I mean, gets the correct read as well. Just jumps down on top of it. Lands down, gets the shots, delays him enough, and Meteor repositions off of it.
That
And he says, yeah, that was sick, huh? So,
yeah, that was sick.
yeah, it was pretty good. Gets them the Thrifty, just a Marshall bot in that previous round, now upgraded into an Outlaw, identifying the weakness. And Gen G, they're trying to get ahead of this. They've got full armor on Charon to see if they can maybe have someone fight against that Outlaw.
Still, though, it's back to that mid pressure. Been a deliberate one-way out towards the sewer side now, but Gen G thinking to avoid it. They kind of funnel themselves back into this A spot. Different players from T1 set up on the A site now, however.
Got the paint shells though on Buzz. Get an inkling that's immediately going to come out along with the paranoia. So there is a
Oh my God, Buzz!
Just a spray. The 3-round burst stabilizing, takes down the Rays, and Gen G round win already creeping away from them here on round 3. We'll see if they can do any damage with the Sheriff's. Charon's also taken a lot of damage. Looks like he ran right into Meteor's scope.
Still, though, Yeoman able to pick up the Guardian and snuck themselves in towards the top of heaven. But at the same time, Stax will keep them honest.
Oh my God, Buzz.
Especially with that Seize at hand. A second paint shells now. Well, not a second, just the one. But at the same time, I mean, still is Gen G kind of held off towards this back line.
I mean, right now, Gen G, if they get stopped in their initial push, what we've seen is they wait too long, and then the util, the delay util possible from T1, starts to find so much value. As Carpe waiting, he doesn't land the shot. Yeoman's gonna get one. That does open up a chance,
Ooh,
but too low health. It's a spray from Stax. Another peek out. He spots one, he spots two.
Nice, Stax.
And he'll land it. A 3K for the IGL as T1 leads 2-1.
Create more pressure out towards mid, as well as a quick B hit.
Just cutting out any potential peaks, trying to make sure that they can spread out and take control of Garage first, that there's no long-range backup, potential spots where that Outlaw might be hiding. I was wondering if maybe you just go for something like the full armor Judge for the Rays. You've got things like the Breach and the Teo to really set up for that entry, but they'll choose the rifles and the half armor. We'll see if they pay for it. Every chance Meteor gets, it's dicey. Now, yeah, push through from Texture, not quite checking these corners. It's been a little rough on the entries today, and now just sent alone into the site. No backup there for the trade.
Yeah, not quite finding that much coveted flight path. I mean, right now it's just test flights and crash dummies, but for
Test
now, at
flights
the same
and
time,
crash
there's a
dummies.
sneak through coming out from Foxy9 in towards Mailroom. The rest of the Gen G squad trying to keep things honest all across. A couple of spammed shots in towards the B side, while Munchkin slowly creeping up into A ramps.
Yeah, they spread out the map a lot. Foxy9 making really hard sells here for the B hit, making it look like it's a full pinch.
Left.
That forces Meteor all the way onto the
Shit.
second floor. Karon still gets a kill. So now you think, okay, they've got us on the pinch, but that just means that Carpe stranded all alone. He should have an inkling, but does he get in a position that can keep himself alive? Hard to spot. Will either of them check? They hear the footsteps.
Oh my God!
The spray takes down the spike. Only 7 seconds. Karon will receive the rotation. Foxy9
Just barely
will get
gets
the
it.
plant. Was he in time? Was he in time? All right, the round will continue. Just right in the nick of time. Munchkin pushes out forward and now regroups with his team.
Here comes Stacks. Has to clear out elbow first. The tether kind of gives him a link into it. But at the same time, okay, tries to go for the stun. Salvo's out, flushes him out of position. Stacks has to push up front, low HP now. Unfortunately for T1,
Rip.
Meteor giving them a bit of a confidence boost for possibly the rest of the map. Well, T1 continue to adjust their setups. A bit of a prowler now to start things off down mid, as well as Buzz back in towards the top of A heaven.
So one thing that Gen G does do on that previous round at least is the macro, right? Understanding that there's no passive info from T1. So those late lurks, the multiple rotation, that's a possibility. But just hopefully they don't play with their fans' hearts too much with the timer. As Texture this time, a nice opening kill. A snap-on for Buzz, answers back. The Taeho lost again. Tons of zone clears gone from the Gen G composition.
And that's going to be a little bit tricky once again. Still though, like you mentioned, working against a Sentinelist composition, that's the trade-off. It does take a little bit of time to clear and push through. So trying to keep the pressure down onto mid with some shots as well. Possibly allowing for the 2 players inside of Garage to sneak their way through. Showstopper in, out from heaven.
Ooh, he missed.
Operator spotted, but he's not going to check below, but there's no way out for Meteor. The gate crash had expired. Karon now getting the trade onto Izu's sight opened up. And after all that patience, forcing
left.
T1 to just hold their ground, they pinch onto the site once more. T1 really paying for losing control of mid 2 rounds in a row.
And there it is. That's that burst that Gen G was looking for. Get into spot, and then suddenly execute into sight. T1 can't quite react in time. A 2-on-3 though, not quite impossible. Buzz starts off with a paint shells. His
Oh my God, Buzz!
to boot down onto Foxy9 and off towards the next target, Yeoman. But he swings, gets the shot onto Buzz, lands the fault line as well. Push out of
yeah,
position.
Carpe, what are those
can't land
whiffs,
the
man?
shot. Yeoman. So really starting to pick up pace for the entire team. Gen G now. Bit of a 1-4 setup. Again, the 2 players, but this time it's Munchkin onto a bit of an outlaw, looking for a target. Slight whiff, but information noted nonetheless.
Yeah, if you had landed that shot, would have been excellent, right? One of the smokes gone from T1. But we're seeing what the Taeho is good for on these ecos. Immediately forces them to just have to take a further back position. Now they have to use util to try to push out. The paranoia gone as well. That's a lot of fighting power on an eco round from T1. Just deleted, gone, and still a minute left.
And T1 also a bit of a gate crash, especially with Meteor on that Yoru, so he's able to come back in to reinforce the A site where Munchkin trying to break through, does find Buzz with this outlaw. A possible next target as well, with Meteor right around the back of that screen, back of that map on the site.
Yeah, Meteor just waiting to try to get 1 kill. He's got the gate crash. He wants the kill. He's going to hold his ground. But I love the Rolling Thunder being used. Gen G not taking any chances. Texture clears out the close corners. Checks the pocket. Not checking Evan. And that's the site shut down once more. Gen G is it a frantic rotation over to B. You have no information. Only 20 seconds on the clock again. There's a smoke. Carpe holding close. You have to suspect this. But now he's inside.
Oh my God.
1 kill. Foxy9 will clear it. The trade from Yeoman as well. And with 10 seconds left, the spike will get planted. No! Nobody checking!
Oh my God, Stacks!
Run, you have to pick it up. The Nightfall.
Oh my God, Stacks!
He can hold it. He can hold it, but he
Oh my
can't
God, they won that 50!
The
Damn!
clock, the greatest enemy to Gen G.
The rest of the team coming back in time as well. Gen G not able to
He low-key
deliver
looks
that
stressed as
spike
hell.
safely down
Poor
once
Stacks.
again.
He low-key looks
2
stressed as
threes
hell.
against Gen G. Off of the pistol, and now once more. That's how T1 is staying alive. And you could argue, well, T1, maybe they should buy more buy rounds as well. But really, it goes to speak that with the Taeho down, Gen G They slow down to a crawl as Texture gets shut down once again. The
For
stealth
Texture,
drone
he's not having good
being the
games at
distraction
all
they were hoping
today.
it would be.
Such a snappy shot from Izu as well. T1 players looking activated in these moments. Boombot spotted out as well, Buzz. That's further indication. Perhaps a footstep or two as Carpet continues to jingle, spots them out, and that's the paranoia sent through.
Smoke out against Mail as well, slowing their advances once more. Munchkin is ahead of it. And Stats doesn't want to risk it. They know they don't have that information. Harpe still holding it. Smoke from the shadows just to get out. He checks right in front of Garage. And he wants to
Oh,
check
that
inside
timing
the
was
smoke,
actually
but
kind of
Munchkin
shit, not gonna lie.
waits. Rewarded for his patience. Here's the drop. Munchkin good for 2. Meteor answers back. For the time being, the clone buys some time and Dimensional Drift to get out. He has information. 2 members spotted. Does he find the 3rd? Not quite. Charon not spotted just yet, but he'll get to space safety. Create another angle. Foxy9, the off picked up. Meteor answers back with a Vandal. The Cosmic Divide giving some breathing room for Gen G. Charon, he's set up. Operator in hand. Oh, he crashed close.
Oh my god!
And T1, a perfect double swing from Meteor and Buzz, the double duelist. Now the operator recovered, still in his hands. And that's a huge boon here. When you don't have that Sentinel, when you don't have that passive info, you've got that turret looking down, locking down those long sight lines. The Teo Salvo's used once again to clear close, and this always gets them that little bit of area, right? Whether it's Garage, whether it's a little bit of control of mid. But where do you go from here? Can you make sure that you don't start with a man down if you're Gen G?
Gotta find a way to deal with Izu on the other side of this smoke. They'll think to maybe get the hop up from the boxes closer in. No.
Oh, the reposition.
Whoa.
Wants to find kills, but not gonna find the timing just yet. The cam doesn't spot anyone in vents, but look at the minimap. Buzz already refilling that space as well. So they might think it's clear, but there's going to be more. Camera gets an inkling.
Not a sound at the very least. Prowler into Garage as well, though. So T1 knows that there are Gen G players outside of mid, outside of Garage. Keeping the 3 players tucked in. Armageddon, the red carpet gets rolled out, but is it going to be enough? Just clearing out backside by an inch. Carpe still around the one and done spot. Not quite noted by Texture nor Yeoman. They are trying to take a little bit more space, trying to creep up front, though. They might have heard something, trying to clear and spam through, but Trigger.
Oh my god, nice Carpe. There you go, Izu.
Izu down.
Oh my god, Izu!
Switch back up on top! Down to just Karen at 10 seconds and Izu! A bit of a win condition for Gen G. 3-5 again. Oh, a little bit more aggressive with Texture this time.
Yeah, here's the double blast back as well. So Izu, he's fast out of it. There's a stealth drone and spots it. They recognize that there's going to be at least 2 people. They should have heard the run from Izu, but do they know he's in drop? Carpe, meanwhile, a good reposition. They're not aware of it. There's one trade, but still.
Carpe, your timing, bro.
Will clear him, and suddenly, just in the blink of an eye, a 3v2. The paint shells, he should get some damage done. Spike still planted, but the numbers equalize. Meteor, he's seen him. Charon, he doesn't know!
Wow.
Just too much distraction. Meteor and Buzz once again.
Nice job.
The Fated duo bringing another round victory.
And this time, Meteor on the Duelist as well.
Both whole time he was on DRX as well. And sure, he's gone during the Nationals, but he's always wanted just a bit more. Everyone's always said DRX was so close, Buzz was so close. But if he could get his opping a bit more online, if he could play maybe 1 or 2 more agents online, and he's done all that, and he still hasn't been able to reach the peaks that he dreams of. And so he has joined T1 for a refreshed opportunity, and now currently 1 map away to get to Masters Bangkok to bring it to fruition.
And this would be it. Gen G down to the half buys, just the Sheriffs on the other end. Foxy9 trying to bail himself out with that Cyber Cage because he got spotted by the Prowler of Stacks. The rest of the Gen G squad, though, inside a Garage, looking for a way to burst through. Carpe stands in their way.
Yeah, it's a fake over onto A, right mid to A, making it look like we have ramp pressure, we have vents pressure, and then the full force on B, but the smoke is just too well timed. And obviously without the weaponry, they do have the Rolling Thunder, but is it a full stend?
Whoa.
Here, just with a Hero Guardian, do you risk it? Because you can't clear this backside! Okay, that's a missed shot. You know he's gate crashed out. Even though it was Texture spotted, T1 right now, they will not rush to a conclusion. Only 30 seconds left. It's going to be the Salvos to clear backside. Texture holding close, but still nobody's in just yet. They need to come support. They need to get the trades. And is it going to be enough?
Oh my god, come on.
Finally, Izu taken down, but Stacks arrives.
14
Spike
seconds.
drop. Once again, down to 10 seconds. Why is it the same every single time? But Gen.G, they'll get a chance.
I know exactly.
Stalled and delayed so much. Foxy9 now picks himself up, a bit of a rifle, tries to push further into spawn. Munchkin spots players out from the top of heaven, but blinded by a bit of a flash. Tries to reposition, continuing to hold around the edge of Garage. Foxy9 spots out the clone, spots out the player, tries to play around the pillar, sees the barrel, goes in.
Oh my god, come on.
Stats crouches underneath. In for the Salvos, Munchkin tries to buy time, have a taste of your own medicine, but no!
Let's go!
Want to see it. I feel like they kind of have to, but it is the last 2 rounds of the first half, starting things off. A bit of a showstopper play from Bruz, in fact. All the way to the other end, Foxy9 is flushed down into mid.
Yeah, but this is huge because if it was an A hit, you would have gotten ahead of it. But if not, you're trying to force him to go to B. And since it doesn't happen, look at Stacks' movement on the minimap. Buzz going back to rejoin. They're aware of the possibility of a rotate. You have these ults. You've had these ults for so long. If they're not being used, what are you fishing for? A quick check by Carpe over in Garage. He gets taken out by Karon immediately. And so you know there's still a little bit of presence that actually works as a fake. Stacks back on B. Buzz spots more than one. Tries to get ahead of the drone. He has to back out. He's stuck on the side. The Rolling Thunder. He gets shoved to the side. And Texture opens up the site with the first kill.
Stacks, though, trying to get full spams. He actually finds Foxy9.
That's crazy.
Quick with the nightfall straight in. Robs them of their sound. Now just down to the 4 Gen.G players trying to go back through, trying to hold down this forward space up by Elbow, especially. Salvo sent in. Carpe with the judge.
Yeah, trying to sneak in through the smokes. He's found a little bit of space. That could be good for Elbow, could be good for a double peek out. Texture, he goes wide, but that's just not enough for the
Oh my god, oh my god.
Yo, man, with a nice trade into Judge, my friend. He somehow
Come on,
survives
Stacks.
it. 1v1,
Let's
but
go,
not
Stacks!
enough.
Let's go, that's my boy!
Yeoman couldn't get the spike down, and that's why he went for that peek. Stacks was so ready to receive. Next round comes up, and it's Gen.G once again back to the slight default of trying to take that early space, maybe around Garage, maybe on towards mid.
If you're Gen.G, you need this. You need that 4th round. 3-9 is not enough for safety. Still drone again, same default, same positions, same cycle of utility, same timing. And T1, they continue to just say, okay, is there any trickery? No, nobody sneaks by. The smokes refresh. And Izu, look at that off angle. He holds it every time. No one's peeked him just yet. But he thinks maybe this time out of desperation, you go for an aggressive peek. Salvos and the showstopper coming in from Mail, but there's the snake bite. They don't check for Carpe again.
Let's go, Carpe!
Over and over and over again for Gen.G.
Oh my
as T1
god.
shut things down 9-3.
That's crazy.
You know, onto that A side. We'll see how Gen.G is able to identify that weakness, but it's always so tough with limited utility here on the pistol. But you can see, they've invested in the double trap wires. That's the benefit they have with that Cypher.
It's a long trip as well.
Trap play, fault line, salvos, paint shells, a ton.
All of the
util.
util.
No damage being sent over.
That's crazy.
That's 2
All that
30-second cooldowns gone.
For nothing.
And a refresh, the paint shell's also used.
This is then now T1's turn to return. Bit of an execute straight up in towards heaven, but instantly reply Texture.
Come on, Buzz.
Off towards the top, traded off by Buzz. Karon trying to hold on towards Garage, but
There you go.
Izu quick to execute in. Spike planted soon.
You will have fault line come back up here in a second. Same with the salvos. You wait for it. To make sure they clear out heaven first. Salvos coming online. There's the fault line. But look at how well spread out T1 is. At best, they only lose 1 member to the chaos of the utility. The trades will be there. Everyone ready to swing out. Smokes comes out as well. Foxy9, he has no vision. There's a fault line for close. He needs to win it against Carpe, and he does. Yo, man, good
Come on,
Stacks on for 2. It's a spread. time ticking away from Munchkin. It's been the same
Let's
story
go,
as Stacks.
This is now the buy up from T1. They have so many chances at getting towards match point. Buying up on that Outlaw Meteor once again.
Waiting for a peek out as a reaction. It's the clone. Hoping that maybe after the accidents last night,
Oh,
he
he
will
missed.
check for it.
Oh my god.
Not going to land the shots that he
Good
was
thing
looking
Buzz was
for.
there.
It does bait out the paint shells.
And we saw how valuable that was in the previous round. Once that was gone, it's an opening. Here for T1. Just making sure that there is no chaser, that garage cannot be re-cleared, and then they still leave Meteor here. Gate Crash at the ready. He's gonna take down the stealth run. You just don't have information, but Gen G, they do not falter. They say, okay, if it's just Meteor, if it's just the Outlaw, there's still a chance that the rotate has happened. He's trying to sell it as hard as possible, but Gen G will not be shaken. Fault line at the ready. Here they come. He gets past it. He doesn't check. They've been delayed. They've been shut down.
Oh my god, they got shit bombed by
the paint shells
fucking
returning
Texture, didn't they?
After the double kill. Now a frantic rotate. Munchkin, can he hold on? The salvos, they're back. Meteor is trying to catch a rotate. Nobody has any idea the jump. Pigs! 17 HP, but meanwhile on site, Munchkin salvo in hand. He hasn't been spotted just yet. There's the surround, there's the spike down, and there it is, 7
That's a round.
seconds. Returning the favor, T1. They don't have time. The round ends, and Meteor will not be able to escape. A long way to go still, but full armor. An outlaw in hand as well for Texture. Not quite spotted, shoots the clone, but he doesn't have an easy way out. The blast back
Oh my god.
to the sky, but
Charon's
Charon's
here,
set
though.
up for it. Buys enough time. Prowler, second one, doesn't clear the right side. The salvos come out. They'll slow things down. The backup has arrived now in full force from Gen G. Munchkin, he's got them surrounded. Izu gets spotted. Gun swapped, and that's a good double swing. T1. There's still 2 members holding close.
Oh
but he
shit,
gets
damn,
spotted,
yo man.
And Gen G on climb up. Stacks 1 away from the Nightfall. This time it's a fast hit for information onto the A side. Quick control of ramps, but they have to be pushed out. There's the salvage. It's a double swing. Gen G, we don't want to take the risk. A good flash.
Oh my god,
through the
Meteor.
box. Meteor finds Munchkin. The Teo down. Once again, all that artillery now missing from the Gen G side. Foxy9, he wants one. There's a trade, but Yoru
There you go, Meteor.
for it. A triple. And the Yoru, now dimensional drift. He'll do everything. He'll get the kills. He'll scout for information, and he'll open up the site towards another round win for T1.
Still, though, not quite scouting out Texture's position. He is blocked up by the
Oh my god, they were
trying
ready
to
for it.
find the opportunity, but denied. Down to just Karen, who has to save. And this is then now T1 reaching up to that 11th win. Just a bit of a catch and shoot. Trying to go up ramps. The early artillery sent out from Gen G. They avoid it, and then they fire back. That's how quick T1 are to adapt to play against Gen G.
And a very odd situation, one that we haven't seen from Gen G before. Because off the salvos, it looked like they were prepped to swing out as 2, right? No matter how many there are. With 2 of us, we can take them down, we can get back to safety. But immediately, just a small bit of contact, and they start to turn tail. We haven't seen that from Gen G much. I mean, even if they falter, they'll usually take the fight. I've talked about it time and time again, that winning habit, that winning mentality, to know that I will not lose. Uh-oh, the push out here on A, but it's been somewhat red.
Oh my god,
they actually
Texture.
tried to escape from the salvos first, but the fault line
There goes Stacks.
keeps them trapped. And this is what this composition was built for. The free kills off the utility, the free zoning. Suddenly a 5v3.
Needing to start more rounds off like that, but still T1 not broken yet. 3 members, the trio, trying to work their way through mailroom. Spotted out by Foxy9. Texture out from stairs. Looking for his timing to peek out. Does have the boom bot. Bit of a silent drop though. Foxy9 continuing to jiggle back and forth. Does
Yeah, that
find one.
sucks for
Izu
me,
off
dude.
for the trades, but Karen instantly comes back into reply. Texture now, slow and smooth. Smooth is
There you
fast.
go,
But
Izu.
spotted out by Izu nonetheless.
The ease is low.
30 HP. It's going to be zoned out, but he finds another
Oh my god,
target.
he gets another
How
one?
is he getting away with murder? 1v2. Double back. Tries to find
Oh, that
another
sucks.
1v1.
He was
but
looking the wrong way.
Munchkin. Another trap play onto B. If it's a push onto B, it's going to be a
Well, that's
fault
very,
line,
very
but
sweet.
they wait.
That's very, very sweet.
A wide area, you want to guarantee that potential. There it is, the fault line, the salvos, but Izu's not in. Foxy9, you are solo, and he'll get out to safety for
How
now.
the fuck did they not
Back
die
to a
there?
stalemate, but Foxy9 down to 15 HP.
How did they not die there? That's
To a
crazy.
safer position for now. Munchkin trying to hold down the linear angles.
This looks really hot. Fuck.
T1 not backing down.
Oh, the tteokbokki's hot.
Contact. A slow entry. Foxy9 is crosshairs not quite positioned. The showstopper
Good job,
will
Buzz.
trade
Oh,
and open
shit.
up the site, but the spray. Yo, man, he's gonna isolate a couple members. Now he waits for backup. They want to play with even numbers. You have the showstopper on texture. If needed, Cosmic Divide available as well. And a quick hit during the plant, but audio denied. Texture all alone on the site. He needs to find one, and he finds the
Stacks.
correct one as Spike gets dropped. Meteor, is he aware of the wraparound? He'll find his target. No, he will not. He might have seen
Wow,
it,
that
but
sucked.
Texture and Yo Man board. You do not want to leave this to margin. And this time the Armageddon. Just a new trap play every time. Solo perhaps just running through the entire playbook one round at a time. Seas comes through. Should be spotted. They know that one's tied up, but there it is, the fault line. There's the gate crash, but the Armageddon, I love it all the way across the back. Guaranteed
Stacks is
for
down
at
with
least
bomb.
one kill. 3 clear, trying to pick up the spike. Buzz trying to get ahead of it. He wants
What
to
is
fight,
happening?
But he
Oh, yeah, there
is
goes Buzz.
stuck. And Foxy9 answers back. The Gen G fans finally discovering their voices once again. The roars in the stadium will push Gen G forward one step closer towards that grand finals. Izu has to run away. 50 seconds, you might be able to wrap around, but can you secure this round against 4 members
Honestly,
of Gen
save at
G?
this point, yeah.
50 seconds is a lot of seconds.
Yeah,
And
that's
you-
why you see Munchkin. Yeah, Munchkin and Karen are like, okay, hold on. Where it's not done yet. Now 40, but it does look like, just given Izu's movement, he will hide out to safety. Take this time to go through things on the voice comms. Perhaps a timeout now in order from the T1 side. Meteor's talked about it. When they need that solution, it has to be head coach Autumn that gives it to him, and he's been doing that so far. Halfway through this kickoff, they've discovered that chemistry, and can he do it again? The same map as it was against Paper Rex here on Split.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, back against Paper X, that was 13-11 in favor of T1. There is a very good opportunity for T1 to find that match point. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Pushes him out.
All right.
But he actually, yeah, he gets the kill himself.
Experience finding that tenacity to nip at their heels. We are here to play. They start things off with the salvos, as well as that Rolling Thunder picked up.
Texture, seeing the clone being pinned, just waiting to see if anyone chases through it. That's going to be a late lurk by Meteor. Boombot, does it spot him? It does. Forces a gate crash out. Now the early salvos, as you mentioned, it's for that orb, it's for that Rolling Thunder, but are they aware that Gen G is still holding? This is the confidence
This
of
is
Gen
crazy.
G. It's against an eco. They'll take this risk. Munchkin trying to hold the high-low, and it's just an absolute spray down.
Wow, when they
And
chased
T1
Meteor.
into the grinder they go. No entry onto site. Sees it doesn't matter. There's the aftershock, the salvos. You're just in the war zone, baby.
Damn.
Up, Gen G has quite a bit to work with.
Yeah, that Rolling Thunder still online, and so is Cosmic Divide. And T1, if you do not get this round, it's still just half armors. That's all you have to work with. You have to consider this do or die. And missing that passive information, it's really starting to hurt. Because look at Foxy9, well ahead of that toxic screen. A setup there from the breach to make sure that he can win those fights. And that allows for a 3-man stack onto B.
And that's when T1 now considers maybe a bit of a full frontal assault into the B site. But there is that 3-stack, as well as Yeoman on towards a bit of a Rolling Thunder if the push does come to shove.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder! Oh, just to chase down! I mean, it's just one man, but they'll absolutely get the kill, so that's the kill for T1, but they have no idea! They thought it'd be more! And Gen G,
Damn.
they'll just receive T1 with open R stacks, lifts his arms up in the air, just cannot find the answer so far.
And that's what it is now. The final two probably have to back off for a bit of a save, and That's light shield as well, as you aptly mentioned before. The stealth drone narrowly avoided.
30 seconds
Just kind of
left.
hang back. I mean, info be damned. I mean, they're just toying with T1's expectations. That Rolling Thunder just blindly sent through, catching the one player, but Karen's so ready to find the shots. Spotted out at least one player now. Texture has seen Carpe, goes in for the other peek. Might have gotten gunned down.
10 seconds left.
But at least it's against Carpe, who already has his ult, so not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, Texture, he'll take the ult point, because you never know when you'll need it. Now, just a couple steps away to bring us to a 5th map. Do we go to bind? It's going to be all out. The flash at the ready. Speed is of the essence.
He's trying to make it across safely. Karen, though, holding out from the other edge of
Oh my god, he
What a
missed.
jiggle here from Buzz. Opens things up. Now, Heaven opened up. Texture on site. There's Foxy9 as well. 2 members stuck on site.
Oh my god, the
They're
Izu.
aware of this. They will isolate the fights, the flashes. Texture, he
Texture's
would
so low,
desperately
too.
want one more, but he cannot get it. Down to a 3v2. The pit available for Izu as well, but he's stuck. He's been identified. Munchkin can't quite support just yet.
That will be the spike down.
Ult here, good.
Viper's Pit invested as well. Munchkin alongside Yeoman trying to find their approach.
Oh my god.
Yeoman gets sped
Let's
down.
go.
Carpe around the edge of the
Come
pit.
on, T1.
Spots Munchkin up by Raptors.
Again, it is the A site. Just like against Paper Rex, the dimensional drift gets ahead of it. He lets them know.
Oh my
and
god.
There's the answer back.
Oh my god, Yeoman got
gets the
2.
double with the aftershock. The
Oh,
stunts
Meteor.
are just too good. The new pickup, a 3K. That's his legacy for the round. Now a 3v2. Munchkin waiting. Can't get the spray.
Nice try.
But the team is there. Yeoman. Again, they say. Once more, T1 wants
And he got
it!
shit on by Texture.
And just like that, he slams the door shut. 4 members scrambling in ramps. Like lemmings with nowhere to go, they will fall down into the cliff. And Charon's waiting for him. Finds another, gets the short.
GG. I knew it. I was like, this is an overtime moment.
In the fans
They're-
starting to get rowdy. Everything on the line. 2 rounds to get this map victory.
You have to imagine Gen.G are feeling extremely good and confident right now. Back on their attacking side, trying to slow things down. This is where they struggled the most. The timer working against them. Prowler out from mid, but nothing quite found yet. Munchkin will send out the stealth drone as his procedure.
Okay, but the difference here is every time they've done this, the same format, it's always been around Ramen, around Garage. But this time, you send the Boombot, make it look like we're taking control of Garage, but the full stack's been waiting by A timing
Buzz.
attack
Oh, Buzz
here
is
from
fucked.
Gen.G.
It's a good thing
Meteor
Yoder's.
tries to get
Okay,
ahead of
good.
it. The gate crashes here, but salvos to cover those
There you go,
corners, but
Buzz.
Buzz just out in the middle of the site. Will shut down Foxy9. Now with the salvos, you know the tail was nearby as well. Where can Gen.G go again? Only 40 seconds left. A full rotate with no info seems absolutely deadly right now, but they don't have a choice.
It's just trying to regroup back in towards top of mid.
30
Izu
seconds
instantly
left.
notes it. Snake bite to delay and buy time again. The rotations are online. Stax is here.
Seize is online as well. Stax, he's arrived. He can throw that out. Only 20 seconds left. Gen.G, not like this again. How far you've come to get to this point. And Stax goes for the spray. He gets pushed out.
Oh my god,
Texture
Izu.
got down from the sky.
Izu!
We'll get 3 members. Charon all alone. 5 seconds forward. The countdown down to the round of loss.
Izu.
As T1 answers back with their own flawless. This time, it's another one. It's another trap play. The salvos,
Oh
they
my
try to
god.
get ahead of it, but Munchkin reads it. Munchkin just know, they both know. Oh, Texture even gets Meteor. They've been reading these TPs for Meteor, and neither team can find a break on the attack.
Not quite. Gen.G still pushing
I
up a little
mean,
bit further
split
as
is
well.
what?
Spike still in the
Defense
hands of T1,
sided, in
though.
my opinion.
Be looking for a bit of an opportunity to try to sell some kind of a fake to once again launch that rotate. Izu's still on the other end, but Texture continues to hold down ramps. The spike dropped now. Carpe tries to pick it back up, but Texture denies any possible opportunity.
Now just Izu back and forth we go. Foxy9 spots him, but he's far away from the spike. Gen G spreading out, but you don't want to get too antsy. They'll just cut off the entryways. Foxy9 perhaps getting permission to go for the fight. He will lose. But they are positioned in a way, like if Isu had started the hunt here, I'd be a little worried because they're positioned in a way where it could turn into 1v1s. There is this crossfire from Karon. And so it should be the end of the round. Yo, man.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the read from T1. Getting ready for a potential fast hit, and that's the full sell from Gen G. They want to draw everyone away, but now it's stopped. Has he stopped before or after the snake bite? It's hard to tell. There's the boom bot now. Izu giving that information, but look at Stax. He gets a sniff of it. He says, well, that's a little weird. Double blast pack and no further utility. Carol,
there you go, Stax.
Look at that. Stax gets 1 kill. Foxy9 domed as well.
Ooh, Buzz. Okay, good.
But Stax
Come on, Stax.
Holding the fort. Meteor has now regrouped. What a timing from Munchkin. Just a constant ping pong back and forth between these two teams. Yo, man doesn't want to face the same fate that his teammates have.
Nonetheless, the spike retrieved, and now an opportunity to get it planted down when first time in a long while Gen G has time for this. No smokes though, so T1 can continue to push and assault through. Just a bit of detail utility to fend them off.
There's the aftershot, pushes him out.
Fucking hell.
It's great staggering of the util, now 3v2. Texture still not spotted. T1, they know they don't have much time. The
nice,
shorty,
Izu.
Izu, what a call. The confidence play to lead in front of his IGL, the new leader of T1. But Texture waiting for a timing. Yo, man needs help. Texture will get it.
Come on, Izu.
Shells. It'll buy time. Izu doesn't have much of it. Toxic screen comes up. Texture will have to face the decay. He needs to swing out.
Damn it.
And there it is. Get another win. Gen G primed to take us into bind for a
Come on,
chance
T1.
to get to Masters, where they know what it feels like to lift a trophy. T1, same default. Both teams always just trying to make sure they break that first bit of utility. But this time, just after that initial trap play over by the ace side, no further movement from Gen G.
Still trying to hold on to the current positions. Several stars and anchors towards the B site as well.
Ooh.
Oh, what a bold position here from Stax. He wants to push in, Yo Man. Stax, what Stax is trying to do is draw out more information, more util away from Yo Man. And if not, you will face death. It's a 1v2, Yo Man. You need to call for help. The fault line at the ready. So that's a timing. But Stax is in the site. I don't think he's seen him. What? He knows he has a chance. A close
Come on,
swing
Stax.
from Stax to open up the site. Gen G, meanwhile,
Carpe,
pushing
you
out
got to
mid
get
as an
2 here.
answer. There
Nice.
it
Good job,
is.
Stax.
They draw
Carpe,
Yo Man
Carpe,
out.
Carpe, Carpe. Look
There's
fucking
the bait.
sewer.
He gets caught. Meanwhile, Gen G, they've snuck.
Oh
through
my god, they're
sewers.
going to get fucking Izu.
Izu. This could still provide a chance for Gen G. Carpe's way too far out. I don't think they have any idea. I think they trust in Carpe's information. Izu, that's 1. But how many are coming in from there? Buzz, he gets stunned. Where's the follow-up? Waiting for it. Salvo's a little late. There's the blast pack. They know he's on the side.
Okay.
And that's eventually the trade from Texture. Carpe now coming up through mid. It's going to be another
There you go,
surprise
Meteor.
hit for Gen G. They need to push through. They need to get these kills. Karon gets 1. There's the shorty. Swaps back out. Stacks repositions in a tough angle. He saw the barrel. Oh, a flick onto Texture. 1.
Come on,
v1.
Carpe.
Karon, you have to stick
No!
it. He gets it. Is it
Does it
enough
time?
Time.
No time.
Karon cannot
Just
finish
barely.
the
Oh my
defuse.
god.
Oh my god, down to .42! What a round from both teams.
Oh,
as
Stax
Fizz
was like-
watches and lets his efforts unfold. The next round begins hot and fast.
Yeah, this time it's going to be an actual send up through mid. Salvo's over in vents, but
Yeah, there, Izu.
down Texture. There's so much on the line. All the players on the server starting to play with their emotions on their sleeves. So much that all of them have worked for this whole kickoff throughout the offseason. Now Vent's taken over. It's the first time that Gen G's had a little bit more control of mid, but no control of the side of the map.
It's always keeping players nearby. Gen G at the same time, just keeping themselves posted up. Karon inside a garage. Yeah, a bit of a flash in.
Now, do they suspect that Meteor would have taken that gate crash. He always has off of that blind side, off of that flash. That's his timing to rotate. But it seems like there's an internal timer for the gate crash as well, because Gen G taking contact.
Izu saw.
Each other.
Izu, get out of there, bro.
Down to 12 HP. He still wants to fight. He knows he has to hold on the salvos to make sure he can't get traded. Izu now drops down. A crossfire set up with Buzz by his side. Can they clear
Damn,
out?
that's a
There's
feels
the
bad
Paint Shells.
moment.
Buzz now trying to regroup with Stacks. Can he get into
Oh,
screens?
Buzz.
There's too many targets. He must escape.
Meteor.
Meteor, meanwhile, in mid, Charon gets the kill. So now options opened up, but only 20 seconds on the line for Gen G. Spike going to be held in safety in the corner. And Carpe eliminated. One round up once again, map point rather, for Gen G.
Oh my God.
That's with it now. Hands trembling, but you have to study the aim. The operator now out. So the trap play earlier, it was a high-low. This time, the operator eliminated by the Phantom. Do they dare to peek again?
Don't do it, Stacks. Stacks!
That they'll use util. They've been taken out from here before. Texture looking for a sliver. Everybody grouping up. Look at T1. It's going to be a flood in. It all rests on this first shot. Another Prowler. The op discovered. Paranoia spent. But that means T1 now has to reconsider their options.
Texture holds on to his paint shells. No, he actually lets it go in towards ramp as well. Yeoman and a lot of players from Gen G in position to hold and receive. Texture.
Oh, he tries to clear it. It's still there. They haven't found it just yet. It's going to be used, but Texture just turns his head to check. Salvo's used to delay, so now a little bit of safety gained by Gen G, but space given over. Stacks has snuck in through ramps, and Gen G, they have to recognize this. They have to know that this is a possibility. Texture wants to check, but he's already through. The shot. This is what it comes down to. Texture.
Oh my God, Stacks!
Does not fire! Munchkin, all alone, misses the first hit. The Haunt has to get erased. There's just too many.
What are you doing,
angles.
Carpe?
Good for one,
Okay,
but
good.
that's
Good
going
job,
to
Izu.
be
Good job,
it
Stacks.
As T1 takes control.
Come on, Stacks. Get another one. So close, so close.
As well.
He's low, though.
This time gunned down by Foxy9. Perhaps a
VCT.
slight opportunity. Comes back into refill screens. Karen out from the top tries to clear out anyone who might be standing on top of Raptors, but it does alert to T1 his position. Meteor able to hold out screens with the
nice job.
Straight out from Izu. We go another OT.
I'm stressed.
Rise up.
Come on,
just
T1.
from down below to try to reclaim that ticket.
Oh, this is now then the round where they're going back in towards garage. Salvos early on cleared out the corners.
And now T1, they just wait. They've seen this before. They'll just confirm there's at least one. And you know it's going to be another default hold. You know Gen G has struggled to get through that toxic screen in time. Munchkin will still sell once again the same default. Hey, we're near B. We're near Robyn. We want to clear the site. Pings out fence, tries to make it look like they're pushing people away from mid so they can go to B. Prowler, not
Oh my God.
spotted. Karen hides away from it, but the entry is still happening over here on the B side.
No, the
What a
timing on Meteor.
Texture waits for the spray, baits out his old teammate. And now sight opened up, all 5 members alive, and look at Charon's position. The guarantee, the insurance here from Charon sets up a star for his teammates to smoke online. He is quite far away. We'll see if T1 can pick up the speed. Trapwire eliminated, but one down below.
A couple of jiggles as well, and continuing to spot out the T1 players up from
Nice,
heaven. But
Stacks.
Stacks takes movement away, and now that's
Nice,
Yeoman
Stacks.
down off to the next. That's Foxy9 gone. Karen and Texture will hold out towards the back of
Yeah, I
Elbow.
knew the moment.
And
I
that's
was
gonna
like,
be the round
shit.
as Texture continues.
Oh yeah, true.
30 kills for Texture. He has risen back up, and he goes out. A little bit of a miss on the stun, but it's a full push out. The stealth drone as well, making sure that there's nobody down in sewers, but look at this re-clear from Stacks. It's a good read. The mind games are
Come on,
here.
Stacks.
Who will take the peek out first? Munchkin, the wide swing. Texture with the trade. Buzz left all alone. The paint shells will keep him at bay. And Gen G, for now, still holds control of A ramps.
But they have no
Flash from
initiator.
Yeoman as well, but Izu does keep himself planted deep into this position where he might catch an unsuspecting player or two. Texture, though, quickly notes onto it, and that's Izu gone.
Foxy9 all alone. He said this is where he loves to fight, but right now it's just too much. He has to escape. You have the cam. You've got some tripwires. There's a blast back in from Buzz, taking things into his own hands. Now Sight.
They need to play smart here.
Spike. Foxy9 making sure that they cannot expand their control, but Heaven, how do you clear that? Meteor?
Oh, Meteor, get the fuck out of there.
Draws out the showstopper.
Spike planted.
He's running out. He's right below. He wants to take it out. The rocket lands.
Oh my gosh, it gets him.
Buzz down.
There you go, Meteor.
With the trade.
Come on, Meteor.
Come
on, Meteor.
Tries to go for the repeat, but it's a 4K
Carpe!
for Texter. And for once, he will secure victory.
He also finally got
with an
maced.
ace in his hands.
Down to the final round. A little bit of an oopsie as Munchkin's spit falls out of his mouth.
Kickoff. It was this bind that got them into Masters over DRX, and it was this bind that got them the Kickoff title winning moment against PaperX. And they're here to prove that they know exactly how to play it. Foxy9 gets a lot of information right before he gets engulfed with several members of T1.
And that's such a quick reaction as well. The TP play quick to go through, trying to come in with a pinch, but it does alleviate a little bit more pressure. 4T1 on the A side, they go for the quick rotations. And also Karan up with the smokes. He's actually saving them and playing super far back.
Yeah, not even going to try to hold on to backside all alone. He knows it takes time for that backup. Just yields to the smokes, and look at Stacks on the minimap waiting to see if there's a lurk because there was a huge pinch. But right now, it's all 5 members. Not a great position for Gen G to try to go for this retake. They have to go through this choke point with several members. There's one right click going on for 2, but the trade not quite there for
Yeah.
Make sure he fills the gap.
Talk about messy.
And now Gen G, they've taken over backside, but they are down in numbers, very low on health on both sides. Buzz gets ahead of it. Do they know? Meteor holding on to the side. Karan, the master of the truck here on bind. But there's the pop flash. He's not able to approach. And surely he doesn't have a way out as Buzz gets a 3K.
Round for Gen G as T1 picks it up, and now you got those 3 rifles on their hands.
Yeah, Phantom and 2 Bulldogs. Phantom going to be the hands of Buzz with full armor, leading the charge for T1 on the attack. 0 point over to Showers. Meanwhile, slow creeping. You look at the sheer wall, really just meant to watch the flag. Oh, okay, still gets a trade from Texture. Still at full health, and he will look to hold on to Showers. That gives the threat of a potential flank around with the TP, so Stacks will keep him at bay. Razorvine's used as well. They don't want to take any chances. A lot of respect given over to the Sheriffs of Gen G.
Ooh, a little bit of mosh pit from the back from Foxy9 as well on towards Truck. Does force T1 to back off for a second. Still though, flash set up. Meteor just coming back in to hold on to Lamps. Some classic shots out from short with Karan at the back. So T1 just kind of forced to disperse, but they are able to come back in and refill. They've got those rifles. They're looking for the sprays. Meteor does find one. Carpe onto the next and in towards the final one. Yeoman just hiding around the smoke, sussed out by the ghost at the very end.
Yeah, got the half. We're getting very close already.
A Texture as well, and so is Karan, as well as Meteor. So a lot of them coming online pretty soon. And also meeting each other force to force. Still though, a bit of a high-low setup.
Damn,
T1
Mizu
will be able to collapse. That's Texture gone. Karan tries to hold the angle now, to hold that space.
Oh my god.
T1 doesn't let it happen.
Yeah, Gen G going out 1 by 1.
Nice, Buzz.
Take the fight. And T1, it's them this time that says we'll answer with numbers. Stacks has escaped. He put pressure on me to make sure that the default had to be held. And Gen G, just like that, it's a save.
Straight off to it. No other option. It's just T1 now finding this little approach into the A site, something that can be repeated hopefully for the future. Gen G needing to adjust.
And this type of solo play from Stacks, we've seen this before. It's gotten countered before. And Gen G, if you study the tape, you have to start to get a good read. The tells have been there from T1. Yes, there are variations, and the speed, I would say the tempo, much higher right now from T1 than we've seen at all throughout this kickoff. I'm curious to see if Gen G has a counter for it.
For now, though, still trying to save as T1 starts on a bit of a hunt.
Yeoman going to be in trouble. There's the swing out. He will gun them both down, thankfully, but Munchkin gets
Munchkin
taken
dropped.
out.
Okay, it's going to be a 3-man push down B long.
Yeah, just trying to make sure that they keep control of this. They get the ult orb as well. It's going to be a TP play, but right now you have to give up space. Texture doesn't have a weapon in hand other than just the Sheriff. Waiting for it. No ult just yet from Gen G, though. They identify the boombot. They hear the ult door. They're ready for the pinch, but not quite fast enough. The Phantom dropped. Foxy9, he picks it up. He can fight, but he is all alone. And T1 does not want to give him that opportunity.
Yeah, trying to keep him pinched in while the other players from Gen G, Texture instantly rotates over, thinking that T1 might have done the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good read from Gen G, because surely they don't just try to come back in and always have to have someone watching Foxy9, but T1's going to do exactly that. They've got Carpe watching the TP the whole time, and they get the read that the site has to be emptied out. They expect us to rotate. A call here coming in from Stacks, reading into Munchkin's mind. Now, so much up to Foxy9, but it's going to be a 1v2. Outlaw at the ready. Same with a Phantom. No, he switched it out. 2 Phantoms waiting. There's the flash. Buys time. Gets information that he has, in fact, exited the TP. All eyes here on Showers. Gen G's just waiting for the opening shot, and it's not going to happen. Hope dashed as now the 3 members just look for
nice Meteor
kills, but they will not find him. And Karon,
nice.
Texture all falls as T1 leads 4-0.
Alt points all being picked up, and T1 looking to reaggress.
Foxy9's position is a dangerous one. It's meant to be the peek out from Munchkin, and Foxy9 swings for the trade. Can they get it? The Steel Garden comes out. He can't. The
oh my god,
and
he gets him.
He doesn't find a single target, and Munchkin can't connect onto 2. It's just a 1 for 2. Karon all alone in Lambs. He gets a kill, but he is stranded. Stim pack activated. Make sure he can dance around. Teammates coming through. A timing! Texture fires the rocket! But it's not
almost
going
didn't
to
get
land.
him.
Yo-Man will have to be the one that gets the cleanup. Checking all around. Triple. Meteor pushed in. There's the Nightfall. They know exactly the location. But look at Meteor. Look at Meteor going around.
Damn, let's go Stacks.
Stacks locked in for map 5.
Died a single time. His teammates up to 7 kills. It's 5-0. Gen G have yet to reply.
And it looks like it's going to be another just site execute, set play after set play, ult after ult. Here comes the Thrash. Texture not going to get detained by just yet, but they know the location. Can he stay alive? Paint shell's coming out. It's just an absolute pinch onto Texture. Nobody has vision, but Stacks will find his targets. Foxy9 staying alive, but Stacks and Izu answers right back. And Gen G, they just can't slow down the squad of T1. Karon stabilizes with another kill, finds another headshot, but only damage done. Not what you were looking for.
And that's just Munchkin. He's got the Sheriff 2 points away from the ult, so he's going to try.
See him making calls as well, just trying to take some time, thinking through things. Because you have to wonder, does Gen G at some point use their second time out? Stacks ready for it, another 3K.
Good job, Stacks.
Turning for Texture.
Oh, and this is when T1 stacks towards B.
Just going to be that read on that Econ. See if there's any reaction. You do have the Arc Rose outside of Showers as well for that passive information. This is that classic setup that Meteor loves, where he has his own agency to try to get timings, to try to get space. Arc Rose recovered, seeing if there's a reaction off of that for a really clear, but Gen G holds true. Foxy9 waiting for it. It's going to be a flash. Pretends he's not there. A nice attempt at a swing out, but neither really getting the goal they wanted.
Yeoman sent out a Prowler down B long as well, and I think it didn't go deep enough, so T1 not quite noted from before, but now absolutely, with the snake bite being spent from Munchkin, trying to hold and delay them off, but T1 continue forward, straight in towards Hookah. Good launching pad for Buzz, straight into the site. Not checked from underneath, though. Munchkin able to come up huge with a double. Izu answers right back. Texture not able to
there you
collect.
go,
Izu off for the next kill, and a mosh pit to slow them down.
But we do have Karon, who's already gotten through. T1, they have to recognize that they do not have info. Stacks is staring intensely at Elbow. Understands that there could still be an extra member. 3v3, Gen G, the best shot they have to try to get a point on the board. Dizzy out. They start their retake. 2 people already in the back of sight, but Izu
nice.
Dancing around. Stacks doesn't have to worry about a thing, but Foxy9
there we go,
will not
Stacks.
be able to finish the job.
Hoping with fingers crossed But somehow, either Munchkin or Yeoman or maybe the rest of the team are able to string something together in for a bit of a desperate play with the Viper's Pit up towards a short, Judge at hand. But T1 avoided altogether. Straight in with a Thrash. Comes back in to recollect. Marching up B-Long now. Yeoman on the other side.
Oh, Buzz was ready for that as well. Had his crosshairs trained, but won't find his target. Once again, the weaponry not there for Gen G. You just have Munchkin with the Judge and Charon now with the Guardian in the sight. Counter Thrash, Thrash for Thrash. Both people did that.
Oh my God, Charon got one though.
Lands his shots. He's still got the Guardian online. He's still on the site. T1.
Oh my God, the amount of utility.
Texture. He snuck in. He's been spotted, but he's got the Guardian. He lines him up. Resets. 1v2 on the site. Lands another shot, but he sets up the 1v1.
Come on,
But
Carpe.
Judge. Not enough health taken away from Carpe. The Gen G Classic pushes him out. Munchkin closes the gap, but what a good repossession!
Let's go, Carpe!
Starting to let that fear seep in. You know, these are the moments when you start to think like, yeah, set plays, maybe I can go for retakes, but then you're afraid. So now, back into its 3-2 split. Texture in towards Showers.
He's gone deeper into it. Razor Vines gets cleared by teammates, so 2 already noted. 2 people watching Showers, but outside of it, Meteor gives that information. It's an immediate push into B-Long. Gen G, is there a rotate? It begins, but is it going to be there in time? An amazing pop flash, but no kill found. Munchkin waiting as long as possible. With the snake bite, Yeoman doesn't spot them. They're in the smoke. They're all ready for it.
Oh my God, and they were ready for him.
They just break out into
That's
just a spray
insane.
of bullets. And the site will
And now they
once
save.
again be theirs.
Marching forward
Wow.
on their warpath. They do not relent.
Wow.
They do not stop. Into the smokes and right out of it. And unfortunate for Yeoman trying to run and gun it down, but it just couldn't quite pay off. And this was off the second timeout that Gen G calls. Just Karen and Foxy9 left, and they have to turn tail and save.
Now you just have to figure it out on your own. It's all up to Munchkin. And he's done miraculous things for this team before, but right now, even if you find the answer, do you have enough rounds?
Whoa.
Carpe on the hunt. They're so far ahead. They don't even mind. Yeah, Karen already has his ult anyway. They'll just try to take away whatever weapons it does get shut down rather anticlimactically. Carpe knows how this works. Coach Autumn and the rest of the staff knows how this works.
Still though, trying to make some slight adjustments. Gen G now desperate for it. In for Texture on that showstopper in towards Bats. Yeoman still on towards B-Long. Trying to gather information.
But look at this, T1, once again, they take contact, slow creep up, right up to the line of scrimmage. And then they'll have Util at the ready. They'll wait for the Poison Cloud to go down. The toxins are going to be gone. What's the answer here? Do we use a smoke?
Oh.
If you're Gen G, he's thinking about it. Oh, just too far.
Buzz.
Munchkin, meanwhile, gets a long-range kill on B-Long, but that's already the sign to enter the site. Foxy9 stabilizes. There's the orbital strike. Meteor takes a little bit of damage. Down to 21 HP, but he snuck through. They have no idea. Foxy9 starts trembling, and Meteor gets cleaned up by Munchkin.
2 players and the spike down on the ground for T1.
Yeoman's still holding in case there's a rotation, but this may not pay off. It's gonna take so long for him to regroup. Holding on to backside, and Evan, he needs to make a run for it. No more Vice. So you have to run through. His first mission will have to be to check for the Brimstone, but he's hiding out in Showers.
Yeoman's now within range of the site, so Sky smokes up. Izu and Carpe.
Izu with a wraparound. Same with Carpe and Yeoman. He senses it, but can he have the timing? He does. He finds it.
Oh my God.
Izu, a surprise kill. Half done by Karen. He trusts in
Nah.
Yeoman. Yeah, but just even in that moment, Yeoman doing his best, showcasing the experience he has as a leader on other squads. Down in Challenger saying, we're back. Trying to get the troops rallied, riled up, ready to go.
Oh, T1 though.
This time out of Hookah. One of the most dangerous ways to execute onto the site, but we'll see if it works. The Dizzy, there it is!
Oh my God, Buzz.
With the showstopper, and Buzz is
Oh my God, Texture got 3 though.
Is that Mr. 4K himself? Gets 4 on the site. Takes time. keep Stax at bay. There's the Dizzy. Stax hides away from it. Is it a peek out? Foxy9, he gets spotted. And Gen
Oh,
G
Texture finally gets another ace.
No longer 4K. Call him the man of the ace. Second one, like you said. We've never seen this happen before for this guy. But is that what's needed? He's always been the one to create just the impossible for Gen G when they are the most down. Sure, sometimes it used to be Meteor, Munchkin buying time, but it was Texture getting an ace, getting a 4K that lights that fire.
It does slow down T1's pacing just by a bit, so now trying to create a little bit more pressure across the map while this trio of T1 tries to launch something in towards A main. Still though, Stax now already noted. Flash is not quite available now. Nightfall sent through as well from Yeoman.
Only Tex 1, that might be a little bit of misinformation because the rest of the squad from T1 was already nearby. Arcros set up, it does get popped, Molly at the ready, but here comes the Thrash. Gen G, can they separate long enough? Buzz gets onto the site, he is aware of the position. Meteor takes down Yeoman. Charon hiding, takes out Meteor.
Oh my god,
he
Meteor.
Still does everything he can to defend this site. He's blinded, but he'll hold on, he'll hold true, and the backup has arrived. 4v3, Spike not planted yet.
Just looking to truly survive or die on this hill as long as his teammates arrive on time, and now they're here. Now they push out. Karen starts it off. Texture continues to
Oh my gosh,
swing
Izu,
and
why are you
catches on
using?
the two. Izu, the final death. Gen G will complete the 3 straight rounds. We end the first half in a 9-3.
Best of fives kill me, bro. Best of fives always kill me.
That's absolutely right, Shobra. Gen G is starting things off with 3 sheriffs in their arsenal. Bit of a toxic screen at an angle down into the A site. They hold. T1's pushing out.
They're waiting for it, but Foxy9, he doesn't have an escape. He has to at least get 1 kill. He will, and it will be a trade. T1 suddenly not feeling confident about pushing out. You have no idea where the remaining members have been.
Continuing to hold now, still Carpe jiggling inside of Hookah. They don't have too much information out of B long, so just kind of giving up that space to Gen G, but at the same time marking the angle still at long range. Izu.
Yeah, and Gen G, they think with the silence that T1 would bite onto a rotate, and T1 had considered it, but Stax is back, but it's a clean shot from Texture. The site weakened. The wild card will come down to Carpe. Will he be able to provide assistance? He decides to regroup. And still 45 seconds left on the clock. Gen G says we'll play time.
Yeah, pops the smoke. Gen G plays around it. Texture, he allows himself to get noted by that 0 point. The rest of his team, though,
Carpe
back into Hookah, and Carpe goes down.
What
now
are they
Stax
doing
all
here?
alone, and Gen G, no matter where they go, they'll have an absolute advantage. Stax has to do the impossible. Haunt comes out right under the tube. He's been spotted, marked, down to 1 HP.
It's all up on Meteor now.
One member of T1.
Still able to get away with at least 1, but now down to this last player, Meteor. I mean, you're gonna have to do so much.
When he's done it before, but with just a ghost, no sheriff in hand. See what he can do. Smoke comes out again. Nobody's watching it though.
Wow.
Nobody's been seeing. They now turn their heads, all just waiting for the tap. Nobody showing an
Oh my god, this
absolute
timing.
inch of their location, and there's just too much. There's just too much to cover. Meteor knows it. He has to start going for it. They hear the footsteps.
Dogs, Guardian, and a Marshall. They're angling in towards A site once again.
Quick elimination on that Arcros. They know the location of 2 members. 1 Classic over by Hookah, and the Vice over by A.
Bit of a Marshall from Munchkin as well to lock out the angle in towards Baths. Gonna have to be careful with the approach though. Meteor on the other end. It is just a classic though.
Yeah, but that Marshall, if you give it over to Meteor, might have gotten that quick sight. So Meteor will just hold a close angle. So T1 just all looking, just fishing for 1 kill, maybe 2 at close range. Munchkin steps away. Buzz, that smoke will run out eventually. And the Vice gets taken down, and that should be the signal. But do they recognize the trouble? So many players have been sitting here. This time Buzz trying to sneak into the smoke at first. But Munchkin still inching forward. The timing has to be right. There's the Prowler, a close check. Buzz gets 1, but that's going to be it. Just a complete pinch, a safe check from Gen G. And Wingman will go in and plant the spike.
thanks to that, most players still able to watch for the further angles. Izu will hold alongside Carpe in case Gen G does continue to push up. They are looking to hold on to these positions and not to give Gen G too much. They have an advantage then, and they don't want to throw it away.
Gen G, Munchkin, seeing if he can get a couple more kills. Just a Marshall. So he'll prefer perhaps a little bit more of the creds, a little bit more of the old points, as he's already got 3 on the board. He has time, but it's a nice little crossfire. If he does get even 1, would be impressive. He gets both!
Oh my god.
You know, if Gen G converts the bonus, that's going to be a huge confidence boost.
Yeah, but they've got the firepower to do it. 5 rifles. Sure, not all Phantoms are Vandals, but it might be enough. Shot onto the wall, see if Buzz was up top on top of the truck.
Meanwhile, Gen G slow and steady, yet trying to retrieve as much information as possible. T1 looking to do the same. Nothing noted outside of Bats as the Prowler comes in to check Hookah. Meteor as well as Izu alerted.
Shearwall's still here on B main, right outside of Octagon as well. So Gen G, if they want this to be valuable, they'll have to work the map a bit more. Some pings that will call over stacks just in case.
Well, that 0 point's going to come up at some point. There it is. He might be able to use that for further information, possibly to confirm that B is relatively clear. Does think back to it, though, and this is when Gen G rotates into the A site.
The timing here from Charon has to be impeccable because Buzz, he's just focused, laser focused on the one angle. They start to hear the advances. Buzz just does not want anything else than the one target, but he gets chipped. 61 HP. Now they're trapped in showers.
Oh my god.
It's just an absolute pinch. Carpe opens out an exit. Back onto the site they go. There's the C's. Buzz, he's been decayed, but he will survive. Nobody spraying through just yet. Foxy 9 wants the spike. He needs to pick it up.
And hopped on over. Running out of time, though, and Karen has to go at some point. Buzz, Carpe, they're still locked in up around the sides. Karen initiates, but still, Foxy 9 going through for the trade. Stacks,
oh, they did
finds one
plant.
right back. Pop flash is over.
I was like, I thought they
Spike
did
goes
plant.
down anyway. A dizzy sent over from Izu. They shoot it down, but Meteor comes
There you go,
up
Stacks.
and initiates off of the fights. T1, they manage to stifle Gen G's momentum. Quick with the reactions as well. Now, different toxic screen from Gen G in towards Lamps.
Yeah, just a traditional one to lurk onto A short, trying to tie somebody up on the A site. But if you want this to have value, you gotta work the teleporter on the sides of the map. And right now, T1 has full control. Meanwhile, Stack's only 1 away from that null command as well.
That's right. Izu, thanks to this toxic screen, he's keeping up the pressure towards B-Long, continuing to jiggle a little bit in here and there, not spotting anything out. So further information for T1 now, and then Stacks to think about pivoting back to the A site. Buzz also still locked in towards Showers. Carpe jiggling for info as well.
It's just a full-out send here from Gen G. They've waited, and they're just trying
Carpe
to bait
solo.
that out. A timing miss here. Carpe barely getting out with his life, so Lamps has to be given over. Showers, Buzz, all alone. He gets regrouped with Carpe, but they're both going to be a little bit weaker. Carpe gets taken down. Buzz reclaims that position. He knows there's too many, but he just has nowhere to go. 2 people waiting for him. Spike already planted. Meteor deeper in than the opponents suspect. That's 1 member down, trying to create a crack in the armor here. The pop flash, it doesn't hit, but it's still going to lead to the kill. Charon, good for a trade. Now a 3v2. Stacks down to 46 HP.
Izu up around the sides, goes in for the defuse, at least tries to stick it halfway, but Gen G pushes up Yeoman and Karen.
And Gen G, will they recognize this setup? And when will they discover it? Creeping up for now. Spots Meteor! Well, they don't need to find it anymore. It's right there, laid bare. Not active. Stacks waiting with a Sheriff in hand. They know Buzz has been in showers. Munchkin has the map downloaded. He knows the positions of T1. The eco round. Sheriff not gonna do the job. Munchkin even waiting for the flank. I mean, everything read through.
Oh.
The timing was kind of shit,
Gets
not gonna
1
lie.
kill, but it's a classic, okay? Picks up a Phantom.
Would bring him a little bit closer towards that Thrash for future rounds. He's still gonna go and hunt for whatever he could find. Taking his time.
Yeah, but after that much time passes with 43 HP, goes for the save, would rather build up a little bit of that economy, picking up a free Phantom. And I have to wonder if T1's gonna call a timeout right now, because this round, the previous round, just goes to show that Gen G has the read. And that's the time Gen G now considering shifting their weight towards the B side of the map.
Avoiding that operator wholly, but at the same time, that's an alt orb picked up by Carpe. Orbital strike afforded. Gen G continuing to hold. They're not really pushing their weight either way just yet, in case there is a bit of a peek out from T1, but nothing so far. A bit of a sky smoke off of a timing. Gen G thinks that it might be a slight opening.
It does look like Gen G eventually still just want to go through a short. I think they've just accepted the fact that Buzz probably is in showers and he can have that space, but do they expect him to push all the way out? If you're gonna go for something like a Thrash pinch onto showers, you might not even find him because he's so far out.
And he's then able to double back in to hold the angle from showers into sight. Nightfall sent through. Buzz continuing to kind of hold his spot, maybe pushing further to set up a bit of a flank. T1 arriving on the site. Texture pulls out the showstopper. He's looking for Buzz.
Yeah, but the no command shuts it down. Meanwhile, you do have Munchkin on the other side of the map, but the spike has already been planted. Does he catch sight? He doesn't quite, but the sheer wall should have been tripped.
Oh my god, that time.
Swings out. Doesn't give Buzz an absolute chance at all to fight. Orbital strike has been used to clear out lamps, but Texture still holding showers. That's created an opportunity for Gen G. T1, they try to answer back, but there's so much post plant. In fact, using it now as a delay. Stax holding close. He's the one who has to get the kill. They know he's close because of that 0 point. He's given himself away. And Yeoman confidently takes his shots.
Get out.
That should be the round. No chance to sit on the defuse. Gen G now up to 8. Operator dropped. Economy broken. T1, they need to find a solution.
Economy not great, as you mentioned. And T1 looking to tie things up. I mean, tie up the loose ends. 3 stack on the A site.
You do have Steel Garden. You can make the fight even, and you have a showstopper. There is a chance for T1 to make the 5v fight their advantage, but can they get in position for it? No information found just yet. 0 point still being held by Stax. Waiting. He'll throw it out off the paint shells, but they have to give up the site, and that's a quick entry here from Gen G. Oh no, they cross paths. They don't know about Buzz! The showstopper only.
Oh my god, how did Buzz even get one though?
Down. The least of their worries here on the side of Gen G as they take out the member in Hookah. Wingman goes out to clear out the smoke, pushes T1 back, but they will not be moved.
Carpe though. Carpe though.
To the side.
Oh my god.
Carpe! No matter what the other games were like, no matter what the team was like, when they needed it, it's the clutches, it's these multi-kills, it's the anchor down on the site. Now an operator afforded again for Buzz. Gen G trying to change the tempo. Trying to get ahead of things.
Yeah, trying to get ahead in towards B, long, garden, a little bit of hookah as well, but now just noting out and selling early information. That 0 point, that was intentional.
Yeah, Texture gets hit. Says the duelist is over by the B side. T1, what's your call? They'll hold for the time being, but a lot of time has passed.
We've seen this a lot. Buzz, he's still holding. If Gen G does decide to push in showers now, that could be someone biting the dust.
Yeah, and the sheer wall over by A short as well, so the pinch won't be perfect. They're getting closer. Surely some util. There's the Prowler, waits for it. Shot fired. Boombot trying to delay. Gives him an opportunity. Another.
Oh my god, and he gets him.
Right before the wingman. Yeoman down. No more fade, no more info. Buzz, does he go for another?
Don't
he waits.
overpush it.
He goes, takes the shot. It's a whiff, but the shorty in hand. There's the peek out. Steel Garden now forces Gen G out of this fight. Spike still in hand, but only 25 seconds. Your teammates are over by B, but can they even get in?
Oh my god, Carpe.
Caron stabilizes, but the spike, can it get there? They have to take the long way around. Foxy9 sprinting, but I don't think he's going to make it. It's just too far. They take the safety.
Oh my god, they're not going to make it.
Down.
It's going to be down to the wire.
You have to land on the site.
My god.
The spike is dropped, and so are the hopes of Gen G as T1 reaches match point.
Come on, T1.
Operator still online. Same spot.
Just one more round win for T1. Prowler being denied a little bit by that 0 point. Yo man can't follow up on it. Sherwell once again set up. And Gen G, they haven't ever really tripped this one. They've only taken out Meteor once. But it's going to be a 5-stack onto B. Gen G just going to play on a timing. No info on the other side of the map. All in onto this side. Carpe spots him, has to duck out. Smoke up, trying to anchor down on the site. Jumping out of this window is going to be so dicey. They do have the pit, and it's going to be used right above, all the way into the site. There's the showstopper.
Oh my god, and it doesn't get Carpe.
How does he stay alive?
Oh my god.
On the site? He's still alive in elbow, keeps things alive. Karen and Foxy9 answering back. It all comes down to this spike planted. One retake.
Oh, fucking
T1 loses
shit.
Carpe, loses control of elbow. Buzz running, sprinting to provide assistance. Foxy9 is waiting for him. Buzz has to get the shot. Meteor trying to get ahead of it. He gets it. No! Foxy9's ready for it.
Here.
And now Meteor all alone. He's been tagged. The Dizzy sounds the alarm. And this should be another round for Gen G. Another chance to remain in the running.
Oh, damn it.
Next round comes up now. A bit of a half buy out from T1. Possible 10th for Gen G as Munchkin comes up online with an Outlaw.
Yeah, but this time on the other side, there's that Thrash and the Outlaw as well, so a big combo. And T1, they'll have to make the hard choice of, do we try to use it when we have the chance to just secure the win, or do we wait for the full stack? Buzz spotted! Jill's a bit too wide. And that Showers now somewhat in control of Gen G. They hold TP control around the map.
And again, selling fake info with that 0 point. Gen G slowly creeping back up into A short where it's just Meteor.
Yeah, but they push out this time. T1, they'll push out of Hookah. They don't want to be trapped with false information. Izu going for the check. Texture, he gets one. He suspects another, but Carpe's holding close. I don't think you expected. The movement was good, but Texture's got a Phantom. Meanwhile, the execute begins. Foxy9, yet another kill on the board. Spike, they go for the tap. They wait for a reaction. Wingman sent out for safety. Munchkin lands the shorty. That's their answer.
Ooh.
This time for Buzz. It's a face-off. Buzz is already in position. And Texture, can you land it, Buzz? Flicks right onto his arm. The raise down, the investment gone, and control of the map just absolutely diminished.
2 power ultimates online for T1 as well. Sure, that could be a Thrash for a Thrash, but you gotta imagine this is just advantage on top of advantage for T1. Buzz still has the angle locked down. Munchkin, think twice.
You gotta send the Thrash. You have to just use the movement. You have to send it. You have to chase him out. You have to land the detain. Doesn't quite chase up. Oh, he dodges it. He's got the up back out. Pain shows to delay. His teammates have arrived. Gen G, you still have 50 seconds. They need to stay calm and cool as T1 now.
Oh my god.
Just a couple kills away. The outs go out, and it's down to Foxy9 all alone. And he goes down. T1 enter their first ever Grand Finals of VCT Pacific.
At the same time, they punch their way to Masters Bangkok, Chobra. 13-10 on this final map. Gen G almost making the full comeback.
Now they get a rematch with DRX tomorrow.
Trying to make themselves proud of holding that badge called T1.
You're not picking up stacks.
Korea growing up.
So much coming out from both sides, both squads. Parallels drawn between the players, and what it all comes down to, that final op duel. Such a crazy performance from both sides, a poetic way to end it all. Each team had their moments, but down to it at the very end, T1, they stayed true to what T1 means.
Aww.
And they find excellence on this final
They really
map.
all are friends.
Oh, lovely hugs as well.
Hugs all around, because let's be honest, the players on T1 know better than anybody what it feels like to be on the other side, what it feels like to be denied that entry when you were so close, when you thought you had it. And T1 had a rocky start. This
Oh, the
people said
long hug
that
with
Boom Esports should
Meteor.
have beaten them 2-0. But they're able to regroup. Sylvan joining the team on the stage, as this was absolutely a team effort from T1 to not only get to the grand finals for a shot at a rematch against DRX, but now a chance to truly show the world what kind of team they are building in 2025.
Autumn looks relieved.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.